holster.
Gotta have it. Check, check, check.
Check.
Check's good.
It's a hell of a check.
Check, check.
Hell of a check. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paul.
What's up, Bial? Can't hear the music?
No, I can't. No, I guess I hear myself.
How's that? Is that better?
A little too loud.
Too loud?
Yeah,
How about that?
Yeah, that's good right there.
Go right there?
Yeah.
Michelle, Robert, Piper 1975, Storm. What's up, boys and girls?
What's up, everybody? All right, time to kick off episode number, what is this, Jeff? 236?
Yeah, it is.
236 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Paletnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brent Musburger, and welcome in, Raider Nation, to another episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Appreciate you joining us live here tonight in Murph's Fan Cave for episode number 236 of Raiders Fan Radio. And so for those of you that are joining us on the YouTubes, that is youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, you'll notice our Fan Cave cam looks a little different because I got kids and they like to kick cords and rip things apart. And so the Fan Cave cam isn't working. So we're just going to have this little video montage kind of playing and playing there. So if you're watching there, that's what that's all about. And yeah, if you're not watching us on the YouTubes, you should probably do that. You should.
Yeah, why haven't you done that?
Why haven't you done that? What's the matter with you? Hey, what's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
Hey, you got to watch us on the YouTube. So youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio every Wednesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 Eastern. We took a couple weeks off and appreciated the break. And if you missed some of our discussion around some of the Raiders new hires, you could check out the Raiders Fan Radio Rundown, which Swag Jeff and I did last week. And you can also check out the other show on our network, which is Silver and Black Flashback. And that's hosted by our good friend Rich Schmelter. So always lots of good content coming your way from us here at Raiders Fan Radio. And if you're an audio podcast listener, if you're an audio podcast listener, you've already found us on whatever podcast service. If you're not and you want to become one, you can just search for us at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, wherever you find a podcast, you can find Raiders Fan Radio. Just give it a search, and we just ask that you hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit those buttons, give us those reviews. It helps the algorithms and all that good stuff, and helps get the word out there for Raiders Fan Radio. And by doing that, we generate more revenue, and when we generate more revenue, we give more money away. But I don't want to tell you about that. I'm going to turn it over to the second man in the booth tonight. He is my best friend and yours. He sits in the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, and we call him Swag Jeff.
Yeah,
Whoa.
for sure. Uh-oh.
Oh, you got to plug it in there.
Because I got to plug it in.
So this is why you're the social media director, not the technical director.
Apparently so.
Holy cow. Did you miss the AV class there in
shut
the
up.
8th
You
grade?
broke the fan cam.
Well,
Kiss me
I didn't
ass,
break it.
okay?
It's one of them damn kids that runs around up here did.
Damn kids, man.
It's
crazy.
Up, you got
Where
it?
am I
It's
at?
above.
Where's it at?
The hole is on top, Jeff.
Find the hole.
Let's kick it over to my buddy that runs Domenico's Deli here in Middle Tennessee, quarterback for our MTSU Blue Raiders, number 12, QB Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, boys?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
We'll give ourselves a little.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of applause.
Hello.
Jeff, it's the one on top for the Lord.
Shut up.
What?
Find the hole.
There you go. Jeez, there you go. Now hit your applause for Swag Jeff. And QB.
And turn it up.
You got to turn it up. You know where the button is on there. We had this thing with Uncle Masha.
This is what happens when Mosh isn't here. Everything just goes to hell.
It's a disaster over here. What the heck? I got
Just quit touching this damn iPad.
I'm not touching nothing.
No, you did something.
Hit the button again. Is it loud enough? There you go. Hey. Welcome, QB Jeff.
Oh my gosh. What a start to the show.
Oh my.
We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
Well, this is what happens when you take 14 weeks off from doing this thing. We're all kind of out of sorts over here.
kidding, man.
Appreciate you, QB Jeff, for being here tonight.
Appreciate you having me, man.
QB Jeff, of course, is not only aficionado and of serving up the most delicious sandwiches in Middle Tennessee, but he also has a podcast, a Group of Five guys, which they talk about the lower five conferences. So not the big ones like the SEC.
I don't like to say lower. I don't really like
I was gonna say, I wonder if you're gonna beat me up for that one. Okay, so not the lower, the alternative
There we go.
five conferences, and a lot of great players that come out of there.
Tons.
And you are an expert on those players that come out of those conferences, and we have a lot of questions about those players. Being that the draft is upcoming, so we want to pick your brain on that, and then also as we go forward, we want to hear more and more from you on your draft analysis on those Group of Five. Who comes to mind like right now, like off the top of your head? Who's like the big get out of the Group of Five schools for the draft this year?
It just depends what you're looking for. I'll tell you right now who's going to be a sleeper. I think is going to be a stud in the NFL is Sincere McCormick. He's a running back out of San Antonio. Guy had a hell of a season.
Okay.
He is a bona fide stud. He can do it all.
Really?
So if you're looking for a back, that's a great back.
Is he
to
like
get.
a quick guy, power guy?
He's
like
kind of a hybrid. He can do both. He doesn't have breakaway speed, but he's got great vision. He breaks tackles, and he's not a slouch. He's fast.
Yeah.
He's just not going to burn. Take the top off. But
Okay.
He can run, and then look out for Bailey Zappi, Western Kentucky.
Yeah, hey,
let's
we
go,
talked about
man.
him last week.
Yeah, broke
Yeah.
every passing record in college football this year.
unbelievable.
All
right?
of Joe Burrow's, and say what you want, but throwing the ball is throwing the ball.
Throwing the ball. And so,
That's it.
how come a guy like that? And I know, and I want to throw it over here to Jeff here in a second. But tell me something. So you got a guy like that who sets literally every college football record, and you're right. You still got to throw the ball. Like, yeah, you might have bigger windows or whatever the case may be, but you still got to do what he
Still
did.
reading defenses, you're running the offense, you're completing balls, throwing touchdowns.
So why will he go in the 7th round? Why will that guy like that not be like a Carson Wentz or a Trey Lance or somebody like that out of a group of 5 that gets drafted much higher?
Well, you got the school he went to in Western Kentucky, so people have their skepticism about that. But he's not super tall, he's not super fast, but he's smart and he delivers the ball on time. He's got He's got good arm strength.
Sounds like Russell Wilson or something.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson is probably a better athlete than Bailey is. But the guy's he knows what he's
like
seeing,
a Doug Flutie type or something like
Drew
that.
Drew Brees kind of a thing.
I would say more like a Drew Brees.
Okay.
If I had to classify him. I mean, he
Okay.
can run and move. Probably better than Brees can, but he's not as fast as like a Wilson. But I mean, he dissects the defenses like nobody's business.
Okay.
So
cool, man. We'll
I don't
look
care.
forward.
You break those records, like you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know
There's
what I
got to
mean?
be some sort of talent there.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're not a chump, that's for sure. So, anyways, appreciate you joining us tonight, QB Jeff, of course, and Swag Jeff, of course, who typically adorns the second man in the booth over there. But Jeff, you're not only our social media director.
Yes.
You also take our episode number, which tonight is 236, and you tie that back to something significant within Raider Nation.
Absolutely. And before I do that, I do want to talk about the One Nation Foundation.
Yeah, well,
so
that's
the One
our
Nation
nonprofit.
Foundation is our nonprofit here at Raiders Fan Radio that promotes and helps Raiders related charities, Murph. And so every year we go to the Blitnikoff Foundation, present them a big check. We've donated to the Stabler XOXO. We've done the Greater Youth Sports Association out in Vegas. We've done all kinds of things, and we're trying to maybe get involved with Mariota's Foundation, the Motivate Foundation, or the Darren Waller Foundation. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we'll just be able to, just slide checks to and stuff. And it's all because of fans and listeners of this show. You guys make it, and so thank you, Raider Nation.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable. And
if
so,
I could interject, we've already raised over just over $1,100 already this year, and it's January. Now, granted, a lot of that stuff was left over from a couple of the things we did late, like because we had the last couple of shows, man. We had some donations come flooding in.
Yes,
even
we did.
We didn't even give anything away.
Yeah,
we just had donations coming in.
I think right before the playoffs, there it was almost $500 or something. And we didn't do anything.
By the time Google takes their cut and all that kind of stuff, which sucks, but still, anyways.
Yeah.
But by the time they take their cut, and that makes it to us. Yes, we got it's like 1,100 and change. So we're looking forward to a banner year. We did $4,000 our first year.
Yep.
We did $12,000 last year. Our goal's 20. We want to hit 20 grand this year.
And we're going to get it. We're going to get. And if you don't follow us on Twitter at One Nation FDN, do that. Go do that. We lost all of our followers.
It got nuked.
It got nuked. Someone killed the Twitter page. QB Jeff. We won't name any names or whatever. But hey. It's all good,
all right,
man.
We're good.
We got to rebuild.
Hey, man.
We just rebuild it back up,
and it's all. And fish stop swimming, they die, man. We keep on going.
That's it, man. That's it. You got it. And so this week, in honor of Super Bowl week, we are going to be doing a little raffle tonight, buddy.
Let's go.
We raised a bunch of money a couple of weeks ago, and we weren't giving anything away. Well, now we are. And so in my hands, I have a signed mini helmet with a certificate of authenticity of Howie Long. So
Villanova's Howie Long. Speaking of
absolutely. So every $10 donated tonight will give you one poker chip into the running to score this Howie Long signed mini helmet that we bought here in Middle Tennessee.
Right around the corner from your deli at Bro Holla.
Yeah, Bro Holla.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we bought it there. So every $10 donation, we'll get a poker chip. It's going to go into the bucket, and Jeff will keep track of that, assign you a number, and then QB Jeff will draw the chip, and whoever has the winning chip, we will send me your address, and I will send you that fantastic mini helmet there. And so
absolutely.
So very, very cool. All right.
Absolutely. So for the episode number, yes, episode number 236, every episode I take a significant moment within Raider Nation and tie it back to the episode number. In this episode 236, we're going all the way back to 1969.
Wow.
69, dudes. You know what I mean? So the 1969 season, it's John Madden's first season at the helm for the Oakland Raiders. And he stepped into an amazing situation. Because the man under center was none other than the Mad Bomber himself, number 3, Darryl LaMonica.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So in 1969, an all-pro season for Darryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber, who had a record of 12-1-1, threw for 3,302 yards and 34 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
In 1969, Darryl LaMonica averaged 236 yards per game for the Raiders.
Dude. Nicely done, Swaggo.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
Those stats were epic.
Let's go. Let's go.
right?
Gotta love a Mad Bomber highlight.
You gotta love a Mad Bomber.
Gotta love
highlight.
that. It was so cool. We got a chance to meet Daryl, of course, at the Blitnikoff
Oh my
Foundation
gosh.
dinner this year.
If we ever get
Uncle
our
Ma-
hands on that audio, we'll definitely put that out there.
Absolutely. The only time I've ever seen Uncle Mosh fanboy out over anybody ever was the Mad Bomber. And shout out to Uncle Mosh, too. I know he's in our chat room tonight. Uncle Mosh, we love you and we miss you.
Yes.
And continued prayers up to Aunt Kathy, who he's at home taking care of.
Love you, KP.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, and much love to Miss Libby, too. Mojo's
Yeah,
wife.
absolutely.
Always thinking and praying,
prayers up
praying
for her as well.
All right, so that was our episode number. Let's hit some contact info, and then we just do some respect.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me?
You wanna email me?
Hey.
At show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio,
The ticky tocky tock.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good. Oh, man, that was terrible. Our timing was off. Yeah, there you go. I was all
my
Alex
gosh.
Leatherwood on that one.
Oh, yeah.
A little too early. A little too early. You never want to go too early. All right. Easy.
No comment.
Easy. Okay, so thank you, Uncle Mosh, there for the contact info. And yes, please hit us up on all those areas and check us out on the social media. And so speaking of where you can hit us up, Swag Jeff, we already have our first donation in tonight.
Absolutely. Big Silver and Black in there says, what's good, guys? What do you think of the new hires? Of course, other than McMahon.
Is it McMahon or something? How do you pronounce it? That's our new special teams guy anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes over from Denver. And first off, appreciate that, Big Silver and Black.
Yeah,
And you'll
$10. Yeah, poker chip number one
poker
goes
chip
to
number
you, buddy.
one. So right now, you've won a Howie Long mini helmet.
Yeah, you're the only
You're
donation
the first
in.
one in the bucket there. So we have a whole segment coming up on that. So stay tuned. Appreciate the question there. And yeah, we got not necessarily a big breakdown on each one because we talked so much on the rundown about Ziegler and about Josh McDaniels. We're going to talk a little bit about Champ Kelly, our new assistant GM, but then a lot about Patrick Graham. So anyway, stay tuned for that. We're going to get into that here in just a couple segments. But here at the top of the show, Jeff, we're Italian.
Forget about it.
Hey, I like to give her a little bit of respect. You know, we don't do props, we don't do shout outs, but we like to give respect. Nothing wrong with those other things, but that's what we do. So I want to give a respect to a bunch of Raiders. Big surprise. I'd like to give respect to first off, I guess he's a former Raider now. We gave respect to this guy before at the conclusion of the season, but Coach Bisaccia has officially moved on. He's now going to be the special teams coordinator with the Green Bay Packers. So enjoy Lambeau Field, Will Compton. But
he'll be there.
He'll be there. But we just want to one last time kind of celebrate Coach, celebrate what he did for this team. As you know, he took us into the first interim head coach to ever take a team to the postseason. And so just one last time, want to celebrate him. You got any thoughts about Coach Rich? I know you weren't here last time we talked about it. QB Jeff, you got any kind of final thoughts for what Coach Bisaccia did for us? Speaking of Italians,
I think he's obviously a Paisan, but he's a great coach, man. He deserves a head coaching opportunity somewhere, and for some reason he just keeps getting overlooked. I don't know why, but I mean, considering all the things that happened, I mean, he held it together and more. Like, he didn't just hold it together. Like, we made the playoffs, which we haven't done in a long time. So, man, I got mad respect for him, and I hope he gets that opportunity somewhere.
Yeah, right
head
on.
Coaching spot.
Absolutely. And I'm with you. I'm
And
surprised
the players loved him, man.
Oh my
Every
gosh,
player
freaking
wanted him
loved
back.
him.
Yes.
Like that says a lot, man. That says a lot about who he is as a coach and a man. So
Absolutely.
shout out to him.
Yeah, good stuff there. And so appreciate that. Appreciate you, Coach Bisaccia. And, much to the chagrin of Bears fans, you know what I mean? We wish him the best of luck there in the frozen tundra. So, all right. So next up, let's do these donations, Jeff, as they're coming in.
Yeah,
What do you got
absolutely.
there, bud?
Yeah, Fargo Raider with a $10 donation says, "Afternoon, fellas. Speaking of Brohala, I still want to send you guys some Drecker beer Brewhala from here in Fargo." Nice.
Oh, deal, man.
Deal. Send it on, and we'll definitely try it, man.
Yeah, shoot me an email, murph@raidersfanradio.com, and we'll get you linked up with an address and where you can send all that, and we will be glad to review it here and partake on the show and celebrate Brewhala and you, Fargo Raider. We appreciate you, Josh.
Absolutely.
And what else? You got one in there from Capo?
From Capo, man. $20 donation says, "Greetings, nation, respecting Basaccia."
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
totally,
go right
man.
on. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Capo. And we're going to, of course, hear from Capo here in just a little bit.
Yes.
All right. So back to respect. So, of course, we had the Pro Bowl this last week. QB Jeff, did you watch the Pro Bowl?
I didn't.
Yeah, and neither did anybody else except me and Swaggo. and I had it on while I was doing other things. You know what I mean? But I did want to see the Raiders stuff.
Yes.
And so let's give much respect to Hunter Renfrow, Denzel Perryman, Max Crosby, and A.J. Cole, of course, the 4 representatives of the Raiders, and including the city of Las Vegas, and it being at Allegiant Stadium. So it's very Raider-themed. Max Crosby, of course, winning the defensive MVP, along with that way overrated quarteback.
That got booed.
He got booed.
He got freaking booed.
That's
and
awesome.
The news lady that was over there interviewing both him and Max, they were like she put her hand on him, like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Nah, it's okay."
It wasn't the first time he's been booed at Allegiant
Absolutely.
Stadium,
And it won't be the last.
And it won't be the last. Absolutely. So anyway, so congratulations to Max and much respect to him. I thought Hunter Renfrow. I didn't like Justin, as Mosh calls him, Justin Hebert. Justin Hebert gets the MVP, but he wasn't that great. No. Like, I thought Hunter Renfrow easily could have won. I think the only reason we didn't sweep it was because they didn't want to make it just
100%.
like, you know what I mean? They didn't want to give it to 2 Raiders.
Yep.
But so much respect to Hunter Renfrow. Caught a great touchdown pass in the back of the end zone. Of course, Denzel Perryman was fantastic.
Except getting mossed on a play.
Oh, yeah, that was right. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot about that thing.
That's not where he.
That's
okay.
That's not what he does.
Yeah,
He's a
That's
tackler.
not what he does.
He was in the Pro Bowl to be a tackler. You know what I mean?
He looked like Jonathan Abram covering a backup running back.
Getting his Corey Littleton on out there.
Yeah.
But so Perryman was mic'd up, which I was going to feature that, but here let me tell you what Denzel Perryman's mic'd up was like. Hey, I'm mic'd up. Hey, I'm mic'd up. That was it. Like, he just kept telling people.
It was 5 minutes of that.
Of him going, hey, I'm mic'd up.
That's hilarious.
Thanks, DP. Yeah, like, so anyway.
Probably not the exact guy you want.
Probably not. You know what I mean? So I don't have that, although we do have A.J. Cole. So I mentioned Max Crosby is your MVP. He was fantastic, and they had a nice set of interviews with him. But I overrode all the other audio to bring you the A.J. Cole appreciation segment or the A.J. Cole respect segment. A.J. Cole is quickly becoming one of my favorite Raiders, not only because he's a great punter and a long legacy of punters for the Oakland, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas Raiders, but he's a soundbite machine.
He's my third best friend.
He is. You have a lot in common with him.
Yeah, absolutely. We both sport the number 6.
Yes.
What else we got?
You both love Marcus Mariota.
We both love some Marcus Mariota. I'm sure A.J. Cole tonight probably also has a white number 8 Mariota jersey on.
Oh, there is no doubt. And so speaking of the love affair that you have with him, I have a picture.
I told him to grow his hair out.
You told you.
I told
you
him
were
that
the one
in 2019 at the Bolitnikoff Foundation. I said, "Hey man, you ought to grow your hair out."
Oh, let's see. Here you go. Yeah. Can you see it? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That stupid light.
Yeah. So as you can see right there, he stands about 3 feet taller than me.
Short-haired A.J. Cole.
A short-haired A.J. Cole. This he was young and innocent back then, and so and you can see that I can rest my head right into his bosom. It's just great. It's great. We're besties, man, for sure.
You are besties. So let's check in with A.J. Cole. So this is about I don't know, like 3.5 minute segment or whatever. But there's nothing worth cutting out.
Yep.
So let's check in with AJ Cole live at the Pro Bowl practices.
Marietta? Oh yeah, I love Marcus. Nicest man in America.
Absolutely.
Punt sets. I can work with this punt team right here. I can work with this. We got like 148 sacks on this. This right here is a $400 million punt team. This punt team right here could sell stocks. This punt team could publicly trade. What's my read? What's my read here? Coach, who's open? Oh, that was a nice ball right here. Huh? No. I'm trying to set records. I like my $400 million punt team right there. That right there is a Fortune 500 company protecting me. That was a dot that I threw to Slater.
Yeah, it's great.
That was a dot.
I didn't quite turn over, but
Nah,
nice spiral.
If I just rip some into the crowd, that'd be cool. Mahomes looks perfect in the glasses.
Oh, except for that one. I could have cut that one out.
For sure.
I should have cut that one.
Vrabel's hand this morning, and I thought about trying to just alpha him from the start. And like when you
Try
shake,
to do like give him the little bit of a turnover.
this one right here, just grab right here. You got no power right now. You're like you got this little wimpy dainty. So I do the mustache after every season and after every OTAs. The only rule I want changed is I want no ties. I understand because of the sake of like television or whatever, they got it in the game. This is what you do. You just send both kickers out to the 50-yard line with wizard. That box. You send them out with wizards.
With the wizard tee.
Yeah, with a wizard tee on the 50-yard line, so 60-yard field goals. When someone makes it and someone misses, the game's over. That's just how you're gonna decide it. Penalty kicks, exactly. My other idea is offensive linemen versus defensive linemen one-on-ones, but receiver routes. So you put your left tackle out there, receiver stance. You put a quarterback in, and then you've got a D tackle covering him. It has to have a completion. Has to be more than 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. You get 3 seconds or 4 seconds or whatever to get it off. You both go, and then you go until someone gets it and someone doesn't. Dude, I really do think we should just do one drive though, where everybody just picks a new position. In the Pro Bowl. Do they do that ever?
What's up, dog?
You remember on NCAA how they used to have the mascot game?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Where you just got big fellas playing little positions. Who is your pick of anybody here that's not a skill player? So like offensive, defensive linemen or linebackers to play quarterback. Who's your pick? You get one guy.
Darius Leonard can throw the ball.
Can you sling it?
A mile, yeah.
I can see that. Probably Hunter Renfrow, I would say. Just looked like he's got the body type for it. He's got the hairline for it. I think he's probably gonna be the best guy out there. Yeah. You need to have me go out there and just be like, this is what an average man looks like. This is like your litmus test, right? Because if you see Tyreek Hill running next to Micah Parsons, someone looks faster and someone looks slower. But if you see me like 9.5 yards behind him in a 40-yard dash and be like, this is like, this is
how fast these guys really are.
This is how fast like a standard stock right off the shelf man runs. Like with very little training or ability, this is like this is average. This is just world like 3 billion above, 3 billion below. This is the control, 9.5 yards back on a 40-yard dash. Good job, Hunter! Good job, Hunter! Woo! Best player in the NFL. No doubt about it. Look at him, he's beautiful.
Oh, man.
There you go. There's your punter, AJ Cole, man. This dude's a treasure, right?
Dude, he sounds like he's an 8th grader, though.
Yeah, right?
Like
Yeah.
Like he's such a goofball. That's awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's great, man. Love AJ Cole, man. I love it how, okay, so Swag Jeff.
Yeah.
Instant reaction. We already established that AJ Cole stands about 2 heads taller than you.
Yeah.
And he says he's going to go out there and represent average man. Thoughts?
I felt represented. I felt represented. Absolutely. Yeah, what a guy, man.
What a guy. No,
What
good
a
stuff
guy.
there from AJ. I got one more for you from AJ, but
And
before
I
you do
might like this better than that clip that you just did.
Okay.
this clip that you're about to do.
Oh, okay. Well, before that, do you want to hit these donations and stuff?
Yeah,
Give us an update?
absolutely. Yeah. So, Wire Raider with a $10 donation. Thank you very much. So, yeah. So, poker chip number 5 goes to you, Wyo.
Number 5. So, if we got 5 entries, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic, man. So, congratulations. So, if you got a 20% shot of winning this thing, man, if you're in there already. And so, we appreciate all of you and all those poker chips that are coming in. Swaggo, flash the helmet. This is what we're giving away tonight.
Yeah.
100% of the money that we get in Super Chats tonight goes to winning that Howie Long autographed mini helmet.
Absolutely.
And 100% of that money goes to our
And
foundation.
it's almost tax time. So everyone's about to get their refund. So don't worry about saving money.
Just throw a
give
few-
to a good cause, man.
Give it to a good gift. Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate all of you that have given already, and we'll continue to do so. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, one more thing from AJ. This is his sideline interview. And so this is like Lisa Salter there on the sideline. This is fantastic.
I am with punter AJ Cole. AJ, we were just kind of wondering, since there's not a lot of punting been going on in this game, like what have you and Brian Anger been doing all afternoon?
Yeah, it's been a great first couple of quarters. Probably my favorite stat line I've ever had. Got 0 punts, 3 holds, 2 halftime hot dogs. So really enjoyed the game so far. It's been a lot of fun watching everybody, and I'm just here for moral support, basically, just passing out water and high fives, and I'm just here for the ride.
How did you get your uniform dirty? You haven't done anything.
I'm out there holding. That's pretty much the answer.
So that's where the grass stain came from. Did you get it?
Well, you got to kind of really rub it in a little bit. That way the other guys on the team know you really are out on the field. Because otherwise it kind of goes under the radar. So, I just want everybody to know, I was out on the field. I don't have a whole lot of proof of it, but I'm not in the stat sheet per se, but I was out there scrapping with everybody else.
Did you get a heads up before the game that
Scrapping.
you're not going to get a whole lot of action this game?
I did. It's actually the first thing Coach Vrabel said to me. He said, just so you know, we're not going to punt this week, so don't get your hopes up. I said, telling me we're not going to punt is getting me my hopes up, so you just flip the script there.
Well, AJ, you made the Pro Bowl. Congratulations, darn it.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
All right, good
That's
stuff
so
there. Good
good.
stuff, AJ, man. We
Yes.
love you, brother. Awesome. Excellent representation of the Raiders, man. We appreciate him. All right, Swaggo, let's hit some audio and then get into these new hires.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
So, Fargo Raider with another $10 donation.
go. Thank you, Josh.
To the One Nation Foundation. He says, I want North Dakota State's wide receiver Christian Watson for the Raiders.
Oh.
And AJ Cole is a walking soundbite.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he
absolutely.
is.
QB Jeff.
Yeah, what's your thoughts,
The
pal?
authority. Do you know anything about Christian? I know we're going deep cuts here, but Jeff, of course, is I will proclaim him an expert because he is so well versed in the group of 5 players. So that one of the things that we always want to tap into Jeff's wealth of knowledge about these guys. But listen, when you're talking about wide receivers at North Dakota, state? That's deep cuts there. You know anything about him?
I don't. They're actually 1AA, North Dakota State, but they have a fantastic program. I do know that.
And that's where Wentz and Lance came from, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I have no doubt that if he's a receiver there and they throw the ball quite a bit, that he's gonna be a well-rounded player. That's for sure.
So you said division was one
AA. So they're not technically, you got D1 single
Right.
A and then D1 AA.
Okay, so is that it's not? So then and they call it now what, FBS, and then what do you call
FCS.
it? FCS. So
Yeah.
that's an FCS
Yeah, it's an
school.
FCS
Okay,
school.
gotcha. All right, 10-4. See, this is why we love having you around, man. You educate
There
us
you
on
go.
this stuff. All right, so appreciate all the donations. That's number 6. In there.
No, Fargo is still poker chip 2.
Oh, but he's got 2. He's got
a second
He's got a
chip
second
now.
entry
Yeah.
there. Okay, right on. All right, so I forget who it was that asked earlier about our thoughts on the new hires. So if you go back to the RFR rundown that Swag Jeff and I did last week, we give our kind of a 30-minute breakdown of what we feel about Josh McDaniels and about Dave Ziegler. Since you heard from us already, though, I will throw it to you, QB Jeff. What are some of your thoughts around on the hire of Josh McDaniels?
You know, I'm all for it. He's probably the most sought after candidate to be a head coach around the league. So, I mean, he's got to be that for a reason. My hope is that he just has learned from his mistakes in Denver and a couple other places, and he addressed that
absolutely
in the press conference. So, I mean, Patriots have been successful for a long time, and we got the GM as well, so they know each other. So hopefully it's a good mesh. Only time will tell, but I'm all for it. You know, I still think we should have gave Bisaccia a shot. But.
Yeah, well, you know what, and you're not alone in that. And a lot of folks certainly thought that, and I think if you don't get the rock star, as Mark Davis was looking for, if you don't get the rock star McDaniels and Ziegler, then they probably go that way.
Put it this way, I'm happier with McDaniels than I was with Harbaugh. So
I'm right.
You weren't on.
You didn't like that at all.
I wasn't on the Harbaugh.
You didn't like that at all.
Jimmy Hardballs.
Well, and you know, and to address the idea of like, did he learn like? And I can't remember if we talked about this or not when we did the rundown. Again, you can go back and listen to it here on the Raiders Fan Radio audio only podcast of that. But you know, we all 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm a much different person than I was.
100%.
I mean, certainly learned and conduct my life and career in a much different way. I'm sure you do as well, and I know Swag Jeff. And so, you know what I mean? We're just going to have to trust that he evolved and didn't get stuck, and he's not Lane Kiffin and just doing the same old thing. You know what I mean?
We'll see. I hope so. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. A decade is, I mean, a lot of things have happened, and you change and mold, but we just got to see what happens.
See what happens. Absolutely. All right. So good stuff there about Josh, and then of course Dave Ziegler. So Tom McMahon or McMahon, I don't know how you pronounce it. He's your special teams coordinator. That was one of the most recent hires. Comes over from the Denver Broncos. This is definitely a downgrade. I don't know how you can't And he may be fine. I don't know. We'll find out. I know this. We have 3, and the Pro Bowl is reflective of this. We have 3 of the best special teams specialists, if that's a thing, whatever, in the NFL.
Yeah, your big 3, for sure.
Well, we have our big 3 with, of course, Trent Sig, who's the common denominator, and then AJ Cole and Daniel Carlson. So as long as, schematically, Jeff, as long as we're blocking right and getting the right people downfield and hitting our punt sets and all that, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, I think we're okay in that aspect. Like you said, we got the top guys in those spots, so he's got a much easier job than some other guys do.
Right. So we're gonna miss the leadership of Bisaccia. That's where the void will be.
Yeah.
And this
he's
Tom
got
McMahon.
big shoes to fill.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy might be
sure.
fine, but he ain't Coach Rich.
No.
And no one is Coach Rich. He's the best special teams coordinator in the league, and like you had said, and probably one of the best head coaches in the league. We just haven't seen him do that yet, other than the brief stint with the Raiders. So, but much luck to him and success to Tom. Next up, we got Champ Kelly has been hired as the assistant GM. So Champ Kelly, if you're not familiar, he comes over to us from the Chicago Bears. He is the assistant director of player personnel since 2017. So pretty long tenured at that position. Prior to that, he was the director of pro scouting for the Bears for a couple years. He was the assistant director of pro personnel for the Donkeys. And the years that he was there, 2010 to 2014, the Donkeys were drafting some solid players around that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So this guy's got his bona fides are solid. He was also a director or coordinator of pro and college scouting for the Donkeys. And then he was a scout for the Donkeys, and then general manager of the Lexington Horsemen, which I guess is probably an AFL team or something.
Yeah.
Where he came from. But anyways, he's got a wealth of experience for his time in the NFL, a good understanding of how things work, both on the scouting and executive side of things. And he's had the last 7 years to get to know the in and outs of the Bears organization. Former GM Ryan Pace brought Kelly aboard as the director of pro scouting before promoting him to assistant director of player personnel in 2017. So anyways, guy's got an incredible resume. This is awesome. This dude should be a GM, let alone an assistant GM. So it's not, these are one of those ones where you're okay, now we got 2. It's now we have 2 general managers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
more eyes the better.
Absolutely. It's kind of like when you hire like a Tom Cable or a Rod Marinelli or whatever to be on your staff. It's these guys are head coaches. Gus Bradley.
that reminds me of the situation here in Middle Tennessee. So when they hired Mike Vrabel, the choice they had a choice between their final two candidates were Mike Vrabel and who's the coach in Green Bay?
Oh,
Matt
LaFleur. Yeah.
Matt LaFleur. Those were their two final decisions, and they hired Vrabel as the head coach, and then they brought LaFleur in as their offensive coordinator. You know, so it's like very similar. Like, okay, so we got two GMs in there. Okay.
Yeah, right on. I look at, dude, this draft is going to be legit. I think we're going to see like a lot of creativity around it. And I think probably one of the first time in a long time we'll come away from the draft, and not that it matters what the media thinks, but this will be one of those kind of drafts we come away with it, and everybody's going to be going, yep, Raiders did good. When you start seeing them draft grades, which I think are BS because I don't think you can grade a draft in the immediacy. You got to wait 3 years for it. But anyways, I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of universal acceptance around this, just like there was with McDaniels and Ziegler getting hired.
Absolutely.
So looking forward to Champ Kelly and what he's going to bring. All right.
Hey, and before we move on to the next,
please,
I do want to give respect to Kevin the Raider Nerd, who donated $50 to the One Nation Foundation.
Bro, let's go, dude.
So thank you, Kev. He says, getting married in Vegas on 4/26, just a couple days before the draft. Hope to see some of you guys there. I'll be in Vegas for the first night of the draft as well. So respect Kevin the Raider Nerd, $50 donation, poker chip number 6. You got 5 of them. And then big... hold on one second. Let me scroll back up. Okay. Big Silver and Black, who is poker chip number 1, says, give one more chip for Bisaccia. Still should have been the Raiders special team coach.
Nice. Big Silver and Black.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And hey, and much respect to Kevin's new bride, Erin, that she's going to be willing to get married in Vegas during the draft.
Yeah. Now will Kevin be wearing the helmet?
I don't. When?
During the ceremony, you big dumbass. I know he'll be wearing it other times. We don't have to ask that question. Baby Yo will be there too.
Damn you, Jeff! Oh my gosh!
Old Grogu.
Oh my god! So when we mentioned that we were going to talk about assembling a staff, Kevin immediately thought we were talking about Boba Fett assembling his mercenary crew that was going to take on the Pikes.
Everyone's in the chat going, "This is the way.
This is the way."
Oh my gosh! Kevin says, "Oh no, that was Kill Jadis. I want a Mando themed wedding where everyone is in Star Wars armor." Hey, you know what? Don't put it back. And I know his wife, Erin, lovely Erin, and seriously, much respect to her because she's Australian and been stuck over there on quarantine forever. So like they've been trying to get married for like 3 years. Anyway, so she's a big Alien fan. So she might be getting like a xenomorph thing going on. So you have like a xenomorph marrying a Mandalorian. Like that'd be cool. All right, back to the Raiders. Thank you, Kevin. You freaking rock, dude. We love you. Michelle says red faces all around.
No kidding.
Yes. Okay, so this is my favorite one. As excited as we were about all the other guys that we talked about, this one, QB Jeff, is my absolute favorite hire for the Raiders. And this is our new defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. We were excited when Gus Bradley got hired last year. And I think that when you have the resume of building a Legion of Boom that comes along with you, it's easy to get excited. The unfortunate side of Gus Bradley and his commitment to his, quote, 4-3 defense was there wasn't a lot of movement and flexibility and adaptation that went along with it. It was very much, here's my defense, you guys go out and execute it. And there's conceptually it makes sense because, and I mean, you know this better than anybody, it's like, keep it simple and just let them play fast. So there's not a lot to think about. There's not a lot to dissect. You just, here's your spot. You know what you're going to do. You know what your job is. Just go. So I can appreciate the thought behind that. But when you're getting throttled by 30 points to the Kansas City Chiefs, like, let's do something different. Like, let's try something different.
Exactly.
Like, let's make a move. And least from my limited eyes, it didn't ever look like we did. It was kind of like,
well, and that really shows you what kind of people Gruden was hiring, because that's how Gruden was.
That's how Gruden was, too.
I've got my plan. This is what works. We're going to do this, and no matter what happens during the game, this will eventually work. We're just going to keep doing it. So, when you hear guys like Josh McDaniels, and now we're going to hear guys like Patrick Graham, they're willing to adapt and put the right people in the right places and stuff like that. So it's going to be a totally different look, and I can't wait to see it.
This is going to be fantastic. And I've got one other thing to mention on that. So it's interesting. So again, my football brain is limited compared to yours, but even just something simple like coaching youth football, which I did for a long time, and studying about like how to coach a defense. One of the things that I found that it's very common, and I'm curious to hear what it was like in your world playing D1 college football. A lot of coaches don't get married to the number sets like 4-3, 3-4, 5-2, all these things. The idea is the numbers don't matter. Yeah. You have positions that you're going to set. You're going to have certain alignments based on what the offensive personnel groupings look like. And so you can put any number on it. You can call it 4-3, you can call it whatever, but it really doesn't matter because it's all about like what players are at what position. And the soundbite we're going to get into is Patrick Graham talking specifically about that. And you being a quarterback and having to be the guy that reads a defense before you execute a play, do those numbers ever come into your lexicon, or are you just reacting to who's where on the field?
It definitely comes into play when you're trying to do certain things. I mean, there's certain ways you attack certain styles of defenses, differently. But at the end of the day, you're lining up and playing, 11 on 11, regardless of how you shake it.
Because a guy's in a gap. It doesn't matter if he's whatever, a nose or a guard.
People's roles are different, so it does pay to know, as an offensive player, and they're in a certain style of defense, what their typical roles are. But everything changes and everything's on the move. So I would say the biggest thing is, and I agree with what Swag said, is the ability to adapt, and it's a chess match. That's all football is. It's anticipating and reacting what the other team is going to do offensively or defensively. And Gruden was like you said, Gruden was that way. He was setting his mindset and his game plan, and he was going to go with it. And Gus was the same way. So we're going the complete opposite direction. And McDaniels, and I don't know why his name just escaped me.
Patrick Graham.
Patrick Gram. But I'm looking forward to it. Let's.
They kind of mirror each other, right?
Yeah, and they do. Very much so. Very much so. And I think that's important.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And let's check in with this. These are some great sound bites. I've got a couple coming to you from Patrick Graham. But check this out. Hear what he has to say about sets and about his ability to adjust along the way.
I think, the scheme is always based on the people. So, again, the people are going to be different. You could try to, everybody's going to do it. They're going to try to look at a body type and try to say, oh, this guy's like this guy they use, and this guy's like this guy they use, which is fine. But the scheme is going to be based on the people. And until I get to know the people here, I don't want to speak for those guys. I haven't really met everybody there. But, in terms of just the scheme will be reflective of the people and what's needed for that game plan. But you can anticipate it being multiple, if that makes sense. People ask 4-3, 3-4. I say yes. So I answer to both of them. So you can say 2-4, yes. 3-3-5, yes. Whatever number however you want to rearrange the front 7, the whole 11, yes. And we'll see what happens.
And it's funny you mentioned that because at head coach Joe Judge's press conference, he talked about customizing the defensive scheme and things as basic as the front, week to week based on your opponent. So as someone that's going to be teaching this from week to week, what are the challenges to having a variable defense each week based on your opponent?
See, no matter what, in terms of the structure of the defense, in my opinion, this is my opinion, in terms of the structure of the defense, whether it's, 3-4, 4-3, 4-2, if you're talking about nickel, 4-2-5, whatever you're going to look at, it comes down to the fundamentals. In terms of stopping the run, you're setting the edge, building the wall. So it doesn't matter how the people are lined up. When the ball snaps, we got to build a wall. We got to make sure we got a good edge. You can set an edge from a 3-4. You can set an edge from a 4-3. Passing game, you got to make sure you're playing your leverage. So whether it's cover 1, 3, 2, whatever it may be, we could play that out of all those groupings. We got to win our leverage and defend the deep part of the field. And then after that, you got to tackle. So again, is it hard to teach that? Not if you start with the fundamentals. If everybody understands the fundamental, what we're trying to do, and who we're trying to take away, then how we deploy the guys in terms of the structure of the defense, I mean, not irrelevant, but we can figure that out. Because you got to give the guys credit. They do a good job. You got to think about how much information they gather in 1 week for one opponent.
Gosh, man, that's like music to my ears, man. How does that speak to you, Jeff? QB Jeff?
No, I love it because it's what you need to be as a defense, even more so as an offense. Like, you're at a disadvantage from the start, so the ability to adapt week from week, like, is so huge. And when you're predictable as a defense, or even on offense, but regardless, like, it's easier to game plan against you because you know what they're going to do, you know what to expect. So now we have all this ammunition. You show up on Sunday. Now that the defense looks completely different, okay, well, you might have just spent hours and hours ready for this type of defense.
Right.
Now we have to change on the fly and figure out how to attack this defense, which is much, much harder. You basically throw out all the install stuff, that you did throughout the week because you don't know, it's something you have never seen before.
I've never seen before.
I mean, you've seen it, but it's not what you were expecting.
Right. Well, it reminds me, it reminds me a lot of, I guess, like what Khalil Mack was. And I hesitate to use this example because he was such a unique, special player. Like, he's literally an all-world talent. But that idea that, like, he made a Pro Bowl as an outside linebacker and a defensive end. He's still coming off the same edge.
He's coming off the edge.
It's coming off the same edge.
Player.
But he's just moved and used, like what you're talking about, right? So it's like, well, you may have seen Khalil do this technique off this. What is that still a gap when you're out there that far? I don't even know, but if he's wide 9 or whatever it might be, but then he might do something different the next week or move to the other side or whatever. Is that kind of stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, with those guys, I mean, you're as a defensive coach, you're just doing your best to get that guy one-on-one situation, and that's what he's going to do with Max and Ngakoue. But
so instead of seeing them, because we saw them basically in the same positions. Sorry to interrupt you, but like we saw Max and Yannick both in the same edge positions every play,
pretty much,
as the outside. So of the 4 down linemen, the outside 2 defensive ends.
Yeah.
So you're saying now we might see those guys start moving around,
moving around. But I think the biggest thing I'm hoping that we'll see is Gus was not a big blitz guy.
Yes.
So when you're just going one-on-one every time with a tackle, and then once you have success, now you're having a tight end come and chip you as a D end. There's no pressure up their middle, which is making the 3 interior guys, they can just help out or they can sit where they're going. If you're bringing guys from different angles, now it confuses those offensive linemen, which you can get Max or Ngakoue on that preferred one-on-one that you want, which makes them more successul.
Because now Clyde Edwards-Helaire has to come up and pick up Jonathan Abram,
correct,
who's blitzing or whatever
or a
else.
linebacker, whoever, and now you have the one-on-one. Now that guy, the running back, is not in the passing game, so where you have 5 eligible receivers, now you only have 4, so it helps out the back end. As far as a numbers game, you don't have to account for that guy because he's not going to get out because you're bringing – it just helps everything. When you're predictable with your 4-man rush every time, it's great because Max and Yannick can win, but you can make it easier for those guys.
Yeah, okay.
But you do have to have the guys to cover in the back end.
That's the rub, right?
That's the other thing. If you're bringing extra guys, you're leaving guys to cover more space, or you're leaving guys on an island covering one-on-one.
And then, and speaking of Jonathan Abram, and that's where you get a safety that has to step down and pick him up, and you got liability and coverage, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Good stuff there, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, totally.
QB Jeff. All right, so let's get one more here from, so in my notes here, I have it as PG. Went from Paul Gunther. We all got a little, feeling about using the initials PG. But let's hear from the new PG, the PG 2.0, on what about, this is an interesting thing. So I've never heard a coach speak on these terms, and this is back when he was with the Giants. So you'll hear him reference Giantsy things. But here's what's interesting is that he is not concerned with what media has to say. His focus in terms of his self-reflection is on what offensive coaches have to say about what his defense is doing.
I'm not going to get caught up on what I deserve and all that stuff like that. To me, 10 wins in 2 years is 10 wins. I get that. This is a production league. Now, if you dive into the tape and you watch what we've done on the field, you're going to see, okay, there's something different about this defensive side of the ball and what they've been able to weather. Then when you're going through the process, then you start watching the press conferences. How's this guy handling it? What are people saying about him? Again, the players, that's one thing. What are opposing offensive coaches saying about him? to me, right there, that's where the intrigue would lie. And so from there, again, if you're doing your due diligence, you would dive into it. So you might call Sean McVay and say, hey, so why'd you say that about Patrick Graham's defense? You might ask, the head coach from Philadelphia, why are you saying this about their defense? Why are you saying this in press conference? You start to do your due diligence. Why are people saying this stuff? And so now you start to hear about the football part from the football people. You're not relying on the media or the wins, because there's always, again, whether you look at statistics, there's always some hidden meaning behind everything, behind the numbers. So 10 wins is 10 wins. That's not good enough. But what's behind that? Okay, then you start to see where the defense is ranked. Okay, the field position battles, what was playing into that in terms of defense not, and you start to just dive into it and just do your due diligence there. And I would say is this, again, I've been different places. I've been at the peak. I've been in the lowest valley possible. And I've been around this league for a long time. I've gained the respect of the players. I've gained the respect of coaches throughout the league that don't even know me. To me, those are all signs that this guy knows what he's talking about. This is a sign where even in the most difficult situation, I'm watching the tape from week 1 to week 18, and those guys are still, why are they still playing like that? Because we all know there's sometimes when guys take those plays off, those games off. Why are those guys playing like that? This guy's a motivator of men. These men talk about him like that. He finds a way to motivate him even when this looks dire. I would want to dive into that and find out. Again, doesn't mean I deserve the job. I just asked that you interview.
All right, so there it is. So QB Jeff and I had a chance to kind of rhapsodize about Patrick Graham. I cannot say enough about this guy, how excited I am. Swag Jeff, what do you think about this kind of overall thoughts? Maybe something specific to some of those sound bites. What's your vibe?
I mean, to kind of echo what you guys said, I just like the innovative thoughts on defense. I mean, just being able to adapt, change things up, do something different, give the offense a different look, trip them up on different things. I'm all about that. I can't wait.
Good stuff, man. Look forward to seeing what the defense has to bring. And we've got a great offseason coming up. So let's go ahead and hit a quick little audio clip here, and then we're going to get into we're gonna hit the Wayback Machine, because that's what we do around here as Raider fans. We got to celebrate the past, because that's because sometimes the future isn't so bright. Although now the future is like I'm fired up for the future. But anyways, Swag Jeff, hit an audio break there, and then let's go back to the 1983 AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and before we do that, I do want to shout out. I think, and I can't scroll up that far, but Fargo Raider with a $10 donation. Daniel Mangus, who says, Raiders, remember FKC. 2 different donations came in. He's up to $30 as a donation.
Thank you, Daniel.
And then Foxy Scorpio just came in with poker chip number 8.
Yes.
A $20 donation, says, I need that helmet more than Andy Reid needs a quadruple bypass. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So,
my gosh.
So respect Foxy, Daniel, Fargo, everyone that's donated. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Brent Musburger, and I don't care who wins as long as it's the Raiders.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than 6th-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
So if you're tuning in late, thanks for tuning in, first and foremost. So all these donations that are coming in, every $10 donation, we're doing something special with the One Nation Foundation tonight. We're trying to raise that money for different Raider-related charities. We're raffling off this Howie Long signed mini helmet with a certificate of authenticity. I think it's JSA. So yeah, get in the mix, man. Every $10 donated gets you 1 poker chip right now. We've got 8 poker chips going right now. Well, I'm sorry, 8 numbers going right now, but it's racking up, man. So get in the mix.
Let's go. Appreciate that. 100% of that money, of course, goes
and speaking of which,
on cue,
yeah, absolutely. So on cue with Aaron the Q Dog Raider, our capo. with a $30 donation
Let's
to the
go,
One Nation
Capo. Thank
Foundation.
you, Aaron,
so
man.
so
Thank you,
absolutely. So he now has a total of $50 donated as well. So thank you very much, Aaron.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Capo. We appreciate you. Of course, we're going to hear from Capo in a little bit, and we're going to see Capo coming up very soon at the draft, which we're going to talk about.
To see him, man. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Well, yeah, we got to see him, but you weren't out there for this last
I wasn't
trip.
out there. Yeah.
So anyway, so we're going to talk about the draft here in a minute, but before we get to that, I want to celebrate the Raiders from January 8th, 1984.
Okay.
This is the 1983 AFC Championship game. And, going into the Super Bowl week, and we'll get out on our social medias and stuff links to our old Super Bowl show. So we've done a handful of different Super Bowl things. We've done Raiders Super Bowl celebration shows where we've done nothing. Amash and I sat and dissected through about every audio bite you could get when it comes to the Raiders and their Super Bowl championships. We did a live Super Bowl, kind of like a viewing party on Twitch. We did that, believe that was last year. That was a really, really fun. We watched through Black Sunday and a lot of the great NFL films. So we celebrate a lot about the Raiders Super Bowl reflections around this time of year. But instead of the Super Bowl, let's go to the AFC Championship game. We never talk about this game. At least we haven't here. So this happened on January 8th, 1984. Of course, the 1983 season. Guys, this game was at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Of course, this is prior to Black Sunday. I'm going to throw it to the two Jeffs. QB Jeff will go to you first. Wild guess on what you think the attendance, knowing that average NFL attendance for like a Super Bowl is like 65,000, right? Around that range. Guesses at what the attendance was in Los Angeles for the Raiders Seahawks AFC Championship game in 83.
Golly, I have no idea. I don't even know how many people that stadium holds.
It's big.
Let's go 82,000.
82,000. Okay. Swag Jeff, what's your guess?
I would have said 75.
75. Chat room, let us know what your guesses are. Oh, Graphic Raiders in there. What's up, Graph?
What's up, Graph?
What's up, bro? Okay, great. So 82 and 75, if we were going closest without going over, it would be QB Jeff. 88, almost 89,000 people at the Los Angeles. Think about this in terms of today's NFL. Again, a Super Bowl, you'll get maybe upwards of 70,000 people.
Yeah.
This is an AFC Championship home game, Los Angeles, almost 89. That's like college level crowds.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about Neyland Stadium, Ann Arbor. Like you're talking about massive crowd there to watch the Raiders take out the Seahawks. And let's check in with the legendary John Facenda. Of course, Black Sunday was the last ever narrated NFL film by the great legendary John Facenda. But prior to that, 1 week earlier, he did the AFC Championship game between the Raiders and the Seahawks.
On January 8, 1984, in the sold-out Los Angeles Coliseum, over 92,000 fans, the largest crowd in AFC Championship game history, cheered their Raiders on to victory over Seattle and onward to Super Bowl 18. From the start, an intimidating Raider defense dominated, with big plays by number 37, left corner Lester Hayes, and by number 22, right corner Mike Hayes. Raider mind and muscle overpowered Seahawk runners, and led by the big hits of number 77, Lyle Alzado, the silver and black held Seattle to just 167 yards, while racking up 4 quarterback sacks. Raider defenders attacked relentlessly, with tough coverage by linebackers like Jeff Barnes, number 56. Four times alert play and defensive design created interceptions, including another of the many key plays by number 55, fiery inside linebacker Matt Miller. battle-hardened quarterback Jim Plunkett handled an offense that controlled the ball for 37 minutes, completing passes to receivers like number 80 speedster Malcolm Barnwell. More than 400 yards of offense, including 2 touchdowns by number 27 Frank Hawkins, were powered in part by the bruising offensive line of number 70 Henry Lawrence, Mickey Marvin, Dave Dalby, Charlie Hanna, and Bruce Davis.
What happened?
32, the brilliant 7 Frank Hawkins were powered in part by the bruising offensive line of number 70 Henry Lawrence, Mickey Marvin, Dave Dalby, Charlie Hanna, and Bruce Davis. Number 46, All-Pro Todd Christensen helped clear the way for number 32, the brilliant Marcus Allen, a 1,000-yard rusher for the season. Meticulous preparation by offensive assistants Sam Bogosian, Larry Cannon, Bob Mishak, Art Shell, Tom Walsh, and Ray Wilsey guided Marcus Allen's rush for 154 yards. Allen also caught 7 passes and totaled 216 yards as these...
God bless America.
Raiders, under head coach Tom Flores, won another championship 30-14.
You guys were magnificent. We played a great football game. We dominated. We deserve to be the champs and represent this conference. We're going to Tampa, baby. We're going to...
All right, there it is. There's your Raiders 83 AFC Championship game, and appreciate, of course, Coach Flores and everybody else involved there. Sorry, I had a little bit of technical mix-ups there.
No, you're all right.
We were playing. All right, so let's hit an audio break, and then let's talk about the draft a little bit, Swag Jeff.
Absolutely. So, and before we step into break right there, Ebony Graves with a $10 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Oh, thank you, Miss Ebony.
Because we needed to be with our peeps to help us with a couple hours with our Raider family. Y'all just don't know how much we needed this podcast this week. Prayers for our baby girl. Prayers up for sure. Prayers up for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Fargo Raider with a $10 donation.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
That says, I'm learning the autumn wind so I can rile up the Raider Nation in lobbies and airports.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
We love it. We love it.
Very cool.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
This is Trent Sig, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Swag Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Just win, baby.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Will Compton. You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with my boys Murph, Swaggy Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Tune in because they fucking put out a banger podcast. Murph, Swag Jeff, and who's the third guy?
Hey, I'll tell you who the third guy might be tonight is Michelle Sweat in the chat.
Hey. What happened?
Donates $50 to the One Nation Foundation. Absolutely. Says, God bless America, Murph. That was a direct quote. So Michelle Sweat with poker chip number 11, $50. That's 5 poker chips.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. And look, I would never put my thumb on the scale, and I can't because I don't have anything to do with this. These guys do it. But it's great when Michelle wins because there's no shipping costs.
Exactly. It only cost us a sandwich at Domenico's.
It cost us a sandwich at your place because when Michelle has won in the because she won a bottle of the Intercept wine.
Yep.
And so we of course met down at Domenico's, and when Michelle does the incredible pirate ship, which we're doing all these little videos in between. I need to get Schmucky the Raider. Well, Schmucky was on the last one, but I need to get Michelle's pirate ship on there. Anyways, thank you so much, Michelle. That is incredibly kind.
Yes.
And also I did get on this last one though the pie tin, or not the pie tin, but the baking sheet.
Oh, that I got my ass whipped
Yeah,
with.
you got clobbered with that
Yeah, I
thing.
did.
Yeah, we definitely had that thing on there. So appreciate you, Michelle. Incredibly kind. And, of course, 100% of that money will go to the One Nation Foundation. And we appreciate all the amazing donations. You guys are the best. All right, so I believe it was, let's see, somebody asked about the draft in there, and I mentioned we were going to go. So we'll be out there for the draft. So definitely check out their RFR crew will be in Vegas for the draft. So Cousin Sonny will be there. I'll be there, and Swag Jeff will be there. Swag Jeff and I will be there for the first 2 nights doing RFR stuff. So we'll be all up in the draft, probably doing a lot of like live videos and
Absolutely.
whatever. I know Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, is going to be there. I don't know everyone that's going to be there yet. Kevin, of course. We heard from Kevin, the Raider Nerd. If you're going to be there, holler at us, because I don't think we're going to have like an official event or anything we're going to post up at, but we definitely want to get together with as many RFR listeners as we possibly can. So let us know so we can meet up with you out there. And then Jeff, you're going back after a couple of days, and then Sonny and his lovely wife Rachel is coming in, and my girl Angie is coming in. We're going to hang out. We're going to just enjoy the rest of Vegas and have some good food, go to some shows and all that. But those first 2 nights are going to be very Raider-centric, very RFR-centric for those first couple nights for Thursday and Friday. So definitely hit us up.
I'm going to try and get out there.
Dude, it'd be amazing if you could make it out, man.
Scarlett, so she finishes up her teaching at MTSU like that week.
Oh, really?
So maybe,
okay.
try
Come on,
and get
Scarlett.
out there.
Either one of the days. So you either take the first half of the trip, the boys' trip, or you take the couples trip on the back end.
That's
you
it.
know what I mean? Like either one. You're good either way.
Yeah.
Or
Something
you
for
can bridge
everybody.
them both.
That's right.
There's something for everybody.
Something for everybody. So definitely check us out, Raider Nation, and I hope to see you out in Vegas.
And Kevin the Raider Nerd says that there's that RFR Facebook group that we've
Yes,
made the meetup
yes.
page, so we can kind of keep everyone in the loop on that stuff. So
Please,
if you don't
shout
follow
that out.
if you don't follow that on Facebook, it is I think RFR Vegas meetup or whatever it is. Kevin, shout that out in the chat.
Please put a link, if you wouldn't mind, Kevin. Put a link in the chat so
Yes.
everyone knows where to go.
Yeah.
And keep in touch, because Kevin was the one that organized our meetup at this last time. We
Yeah,
went
the
out for the
Rockstar Bar,
Chargers
right?
at the
Yeah.
Rockstar Bar for the Chargers game, and it was awesome. We had so much freaking fun.
Yeah.
And so Kevin, if you
And
wouldn't
Matthew
mind doing
Mangus wants you to bring your sister.
Matthew, she's married.
Matthew.
That's all good.
Damn it.
She was a former cheerleader. She knows the drill.
Raider of the year for
That's
crying out
right,
loud.
she was.
Yeah, Matthew's hitting on your sister, and Daniel Mangus is donating $40 to the One Nation Foundation. We know what twin is our favorite this week. Jeez, oh Pete, Matthew.
Easy, Matthew. All right. Too funny, man. All right, so appreciate you all. Yeah, and definitely link up with us in Vegas. All right, so we've talked plenty tonight. Enough of us.
No kidding.
And more of you is a good thing. So, Swag Jeff,
Yes.
let's get into the Sea of Fans mailbag where we get to hear from the RFR listeners.
Yeah, let's do that.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
Tyrone Graves says, Matthew, shoot your shot.
Hey.
Shooter's got to shoot.
All right.
Shooter's got his shit. That's really funny.
That was pretty funny. All right, so this is the Sea of Fans mailbag where we get to hear from all the amazing listeners of Raiders Fan Radio. We get to hear your emails and we get to hear your phone calls. You can call us anytime. The Raiders Fan Radio hotline is open 24/7 at 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. And so call us anytime and leave us a message. We would love to hear from you. And if we play your message on the air 3 times, you become a made man or a made woman. And we have a new made man tonight here when we get to the phone calls. But also, you can email the show. And you can email the show at show. That is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. In case you didn't hear it, that incredibly inventive email address is show, SHOW at RaidersFanRadio. And you can email us, this is crazy, anytime. 24/7. You can email us, and we will read your email on the show. And so Uncle Mosh normally reads the emails, but in Uncle Mosh's absence, I reach out to Vinny to read the emails, my son. But Vinny's not here, and so now it goes to QB Jeff and Swag Jeff. So it's a very Jeff-centric email segment tonight.
Yes.
And let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and throw it to QB Jeff first. QB Jeff, who do we have tonight kicking off the emails?
We have Granny and Grampy Raider.
Awesome. Love Granny and Grampy Raider.
All right, so we got Greetings Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swaggy Jeff. Granny and Grampy Raider coming at you from the frozen city of St. John, I'm assuming that's Canada.
Yeah, Canadians, yeah.
Canadians. In the last 3 weeks, we've received Mother Nature's gift of 5 feet of snow, and minus 13 degrees, plus wind chill. In all honesty, I'd rather have this all year than what is happening to our beloved team. Granny Raider doesn't necessarily understand the history between the Raiders and the Rats, but I do. Grampy Raider set his Raiders' coat on fire in protest. Walking home coatless was not fun.
Nice.
I don't even know what this is. After the bunch of symbols rule game. I guess after the effing tuck rule game.
Oh, the tuck rule game. Yeah, that's why he burned his coat. He was all mad. Yeah.
All right. Now we become New England in the desert. I understand Rich is not getting the gig, but for the dark side to turn to the even darker side, as of writing this, the bloodbath hasn't begun yet, but I see Gus and Carr both gone, and this is where Granny Raider makes Swaggy Jeff's day. Granny believes that this team should trade Carr. She figures he's worth a first and a third, and sign her beloved Marcus to a 3-year deal while drafting a QB in the third to groom. Perhaps I'm overreacting. I mean, hey, he's a cheater, but at least now he's cheating for our side. Just win, baby.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right.
That's it.
Shoot your shot.
Hey, shooter's going to shoot.
The shooter's going to shoot. Mr. Olsen will not be missed, but you have to give him some credit. Gruden left awfully big shoes to step into. Bradley moved the defense, but it seemed he had a hard time adjusting in the second half. Really wish we could have kept Rich as a special teams and an assistant coach. He did the nation proud. Well, that's Grampy's Raiders rant. For what it's worth, time to go shovel snow. The banks are already 6 feet high.
Oh my gosh!
And we are due for another 2 feet tomorrow. Signing off, the only made couple, Granny and Grampy Raider.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Nicely done. Although, knowing my place and with the utmost of respect, I gotta say, Tyrone and Ebony Graves are both made, and that's a made couple as well. So that, and they were but that was very recent. That was just within the past couple weeks, or whenever the last time it was. The last time it was just a show or two ago that we made Ebony, right? Because at first she didn't want to be made because she's a.
I feel like she's been made for about a month.
Has it been that long? Okay, it all blends together in my
Maybe
brain,
more.
man. Yeah, it all blends together. But anyway, so now we've got a couple of made couples, and so but appreciate, of course, though. I believe Granny Raider might have been the first made woman though on the show. Is that right?
No,
it was
correct.
Queen Haley.
It was Queen Haley.
Queen
in
Haley,
Scotland.
and then
Michelle Sweat, and then Granny Raider.
See how much I forget, Jeff. This is what happens, man. You
Get
do
on your shit.
You do. Hey, you do 236 of these things, man. They start to run together. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right. Hey, don't judge.
Yeah. Hey,
right.
so before we jump into the
please.
next email, I do want to shout out Ron the Materator with a $20 donation as well to the One
thank
Nation
you, Ron.
Foundation.
Thank you, Ron.
And then Schmucky the Raider Bear makes his return.
Schmuckster.
Yeah, the Schmucky the Raider Bear, man, hoping to make it to the draft. We'll see, but did do a $20 donation to the One Nation Foundation as well. So
thank you, Schmucky the Raider Bear.
Yes, and we're tuning into Murph's camera for those of you on the audio feed. The Schmucky the Raider Bear statue that Michelle Sweat made for us, all the way up in section 405.
405, man. There you go. 405 represent. All right,
absolutely.
So, Swag Jeff, you got one more email, don't you?
I got an email.
Hey, you got an email?
Hey, you want to email me? Email me. Yeah. Evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Fan Cave. It's been a strange couple of weeks not seeing you around, and I think my health may have suffered for it. I'm fairly certain everyone thinks that I have had some form of breakdown. While you've been off the air, I've been walking around my house saying 909-345-3346. Good. And ticky-ticky-tocky-tock. I think it's been withdrawal symptoms. So the new regime is taking shape. The Gruden-Mayock era has well and truly ended, and fresh faces are appearing across the board. So far, it's been met with positive response generally. Throughout last season, we all cried out for more inventive, expansive offense and an adaptable defense so that it wasn't soft for large parts of the game, and a front office with more structure. The boxes have been ticked in that regard, and it would seem that we're going to be getting that from Coach McDaniels, Dave Ziegler, Champ Bailey, and the rest of the new staff. Champ Kelly. We don't want Champ Bailey. No, F Champ Bailey. There are still some names to be added, and the excitement is continuing to build as other pieces of the jigsaw are compiled. It needs to move quickly, though, with free agency and the draft just around the corner, and time is of the essence. I have to be honest up front and admit I know nothing about Dave Ziegler, so I can't pass comment on him. Other than first impressions are positive, and Champ Kelly appointment pleases me more than I wanted, or pleases me as I wanted more depth to the front office. As for Josh McDaniels, he wasn't on my short list of names for the head coaching position, as I was personally hoping for someone with some more head coaching experience. His CV is pretty impressive, and I don't care what happened to him in Denver as long as he's learned from it. I know he took them through a couple of horrible years in Denver, but he should be applauded for that, not criticized. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to offer. There's no denying that on paper at least, he has some dynamic moves. So why do I still feel uneasy about things? Why do I feel nervous tension about McDaniels? When I watched his press conference, he owned his previous mistakes and said all the right things. So why am I unsure? Thank you. I have no tangible reason for feeling this way. Everything points to success, but I don't feel the rush of excitement that others do. I want the success for the Raiders more than ever, but I don't believe in the appointment yet. I want to be as upbeat as a lot of the other fans are, but I'm still a bit weather-beaten by too many bad appointments in the past to get carried away with things.
Amen.
Of course, he'll get my full support. He's a Raider now. However, there's something that doesn't feel quite right about it. It's just some kind of gut feeling, I guess. I just can't tell you what specifically it is, but it leaves me feeling uneasy about him. That said, best wishes and a huge welcome to our new staff. But if I were Mark Davis, I'd be keeping Sean Payton's phone number in the top of the draw for now. One thing that's for certain is the new staff have stepped into a pretty impressive situation. We're coming off a 10-season playoff season and have a lot of good young players to work with. We have a top 5 or top 10 or top 15 quarterback, depending on who you listen to. And it would seem, at least on the surface, that we just need some fine-tuning and a few positions that need filled. It's a unique situation to walk into, and no one can blame them for wanting to take on the challenge. Usually new regimes are formed around dumpster fires, and let's face it, the rest of the coaching roles available this offseason are, at best, challenging, at worst, trash, near impossible. There will be plenty to talk about over the next few months. Some of the things that have caught my attention as we head to Super Bowl weekend. The biggest thing on the field is that the Queefs and Santa Clara both lost, which means I'm able to watch the Super Bowl for the first time in 3 years.
Let's go, dude. Amen.
Is it possible that the worst people to represent the Queefs don't even play for them? What subspecies are Kermit's wife and brother? What sort of world do we live in where these vile creatures are given airtime? Loud, annoying, and as hard to explain as meat-free chicken. And while we're on the ketchup and mustards, where's this Chiefs dynasty that the media has been talking about for the last few years? The unbeatable force with the unstoppable young quarterback. I thought we were supposed to be trailing in their slipstream for eternity once Jim Henson's workshop showed up.
Damn, Paul. Paul's on fire tonight, man.
I see nothing apart from another trophyless season and a mounting salary cap that will give Fat Andy a stomach ulcer or two.
Fat Andy.
The daily...
Fat.
Oh, nice.
The week. You look like melted ice cream.
Ugh, I can actually hear you getting fatter.
Says he's fat.
Who's fat? Too fat.
Big fat fatty. The daily news, the daily NFL news of a player meltdown continues as it's Alvin Kamara and which has gone off the rails. What's the matter with these young fools? The NFL prison team would win the NFC East next year for sure, though. Best wishes to Brian Flores in his battle with the NFL. The man may well have fallen on his sword, and his career may be going the same way as Colin Kaepernick. But I always admire a man that stands up for what is right.
Let's go.
Absolutely. At some point, somebody had to expose the NFL for its seedy practices, and I wish him well. Didn't a wise man say, it takes for evil to prosper is for good man to do nothing? I bet you can stand outside NFL headquarters and hear a paper shredder and its documents are destroyed and tracks being covered once again. Don't be surprised if they link it all somehow to the Raiders and Josh McDaniels has to resign. A couple questions for you. Is it true that Aaron Rodgers has bought himself a house in Tennessee? Maybe Rodgers,
right next door.
Yeah, maybe Rodgers is soon to be a Titan.
Else.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah.
That could
There's more people from California here than there is Tennessee now.
Absolutely. So that could be a new segment on the show. Coffee with QB Jeff and Aaron Rodgers, live from Domenico's. Is there any truth in the rumors that Matt Ryan is a $46 million cap hit next season? And finally, this week, we are hours away from finding out whether the great Cliff Branch is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
If there's any justice, the outcome will be a good one. Better late than never. Fingers crossed. Stay safe, RFR family. Love your Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time plus one winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Nice job, Paul.
Well, yeah.
Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello, Paul.
My name was Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi.
I'm Paul. It's so like you start to hear these things so often you can just like freaking recite them. It's hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, great stuff there from Paul, man. We appreciate you. He is the capo of the emailers because every crew needs a captain.
Yes.
And of the emailers, Paul is absolutely an OG emailer, and we appreciate him very, very much. And man, he was on fire tonight too. That was great. Yeah. Good stuff there from Paul. So speaking of capo, we have a capo around here for the made men and the made women.
Yeah, we do.
He is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. He always kicks off the segment of the calls. As a reminder, you can always call and get your voicemail played 3 times on the show at 909-345-3346. And the reason that Aaron is the capo is that he did this so well for so long. We had to quit like awarding him sizzlers, and he rose above all of the other callers and subsequently has become a great friend of ours in real life. And we are so thankful to him and his participation here in the show and what he does for us here at Raiders Fan Radio. It is absolutely unmatched. And so we thank you very much to the capo. And let's kick off this segment and hear from our buddy, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider.
Greetings, I'm Murph on the boss, Sonny, Consigliere Uncle Moss, Swag Jeff, Sergeant at Arms, the Big Raider Trucker. Ron the Mater Raider, young chili dog for when the universe speaks. All prayers and blessings go up to Queen Libby, of course. Splatterhead Nation. Now, Josh McDaniels has been tabbed as our new coach, and after sacking and moping for the better part of a week, whatever, man. However, the organization already has a number of tools for his success already in place, most of which, and I hate to lament this, is DC4. I think DC4, might actually find the right coach in order to bring out the best in him, because after these 8 seasons and this being, I guess his only playoff appearance and unceremoniously going out on 4th and everything, this might be the marriage to actually kickstart and alleviate our frustrations. But after hiring Dave Ziegler as general manager plus McDaniels, I'm excited about one of the homies. That's right, Anthony Champ Kelly finally getting his opportunity. Maybe not as GM, that might be in his future, but albeit the assistant GM position. I've been watching this guy since he was a Wildcat at the University of Kentucky, starting off as a defensive back and then transitioning to wide receiver and being a 4-year player. You know, in 2007, he started playing a little bit in the Indoor Football League and, you know, got his taste of coaching after being an not an NFL, but an Indoor Football League player with the Lexington Legends or whoever the hell those guys were. It doesn't really matter, but the point is this, to watch him enter the league with the Donkeys and then go on from being their player personnel and scout director to going on for his long tenure with Chicago, and then to see him and his ascendancy in that particular organization does my heart good. Now, the Raiders, they were down in Mobile, and that's right, they were scouting. They were at the Senior Bowl. And there's a couple of cats that I think they should look at because they made themselves some money. Usually these guys are unceremonious, but they earn the opportunity to earn themselves some additional money and consideration. And you know the draft is my baby. It's my baby. Christian Watson, wide receiver, North Dakota State. Damari Mathis, cornerback, Pittsburgh. Kobe Bryant, not that Kobe, but Kobe Bryant, the cornerback from Cincinnati.
Yep.
Keep your eyes out. Rashad White, running back, Arizona State. Trey McBride, wide receiver, Colorado State. Darian Beavers, linebacker, Cincinnati. Chad Muma, linebacker, Wyoming. Shout out to Wyo, doing it big out there somewhere in the prairie land. In Big Sky country, Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa, courtesy of the Big Raider Trucker. I like the way you keep your eye and ear to the grindstone, baby. Darren Kennard, offensive guard, offensive tackle, Kentucky. Daxton Hill, defensive back, U of M, Michigan. All hail the mighty victors. Kenyon Green, offensive guard, Texas A&M, is definitely on the wish list. I don't think we're going to be able to reach for him and get him. And the crown jewel of all offensive linemen for this upcoming draft is Evan Neal, offensive tackle, Alabama. No Leatherwood. Now, AB, yes, that AB has just been named the president of Donda Sports, a new lifestyle brand by Kanye West. As a proponent of nearly all things black-centric, off the rip, I can't support anything these two knuckleheads might endeavor to do. Now, silver linings. When Las Vegas Raiders last hired, Patrick Graham, I think that's a most needed addition to the defensive side of the ball. You guys have already probably, debated his wares and everything like that. I just think he brings a confidence that this team is sorely needed. The hit list. Jackson Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Roger Goodell, Jim Rome, Mike Wilbon, Jason Whitlock, Kentucky Congressman Hal Rogers, and insurrectionists. Finally, the bye weeks are over. Enjoy yourselves.
All right, good stuff there from the Capo, as always. Absolutely. And yeah, the bye weeks are over, man. So we're going to come. I'm assuming he's referencing the couple bye weeks we were on here at Raiders Fan Radio. And Aaron, we will be back every week until we get up to the draft. And then post-draft, we'll probably go every other week. And after that, until we get into like training camp season and we hear from our good friend Pete Koch and all that good stuff. But anyways, Aaron, Q-Dog Raider, as always, killing it there. And cannot wait to see you, my friend, at the draft. QB Jeff, he dropped a lot of names there and a lot of group of five guys there. Give me kind of some of your thoughts based on some of the names that were dropped there.
I love two of the names he dropped, and Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati and Chad Muma in Wyoming. I was high on Chad Muma coming into this college football season. He led the nation in tackles this year.
No kidding. Wow.
6'3", 242 pounds. If we can get this guy, and I think we could get him easily in the second, third round, maybe.
Okay.
Unless somebody else is high on him too and wants to take him earlier.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a star in the league. And
Right
we
on.
need another linebacker besides Perryman that is up and coming and could change our defense.
Absolutely. And Perryman's he was on a 1-year deal, so he's going to be expensive for us coming into this. Now,
Which I
granted, we
think
have plenty of money,
Yeah,
but it sure would be nice to get some fresh talent coming in because he's probably 29, 30 years old, Perryman at this point?
Yeah.
He's got to be getting there. And
Now, what is Littleton? Is Littleton going to be a free agent this year?
I don't think, but I don't think he's a flat out unrestricted free agent. But I know that his cap number is certainly drops a ton.
Okay,
I think
so I
we've
wonder if
paid
he
him all
gets
the big
cut,
money we need to pay him.
Yeah, if we can draft a guy like that and then have him, Diablo, and Perryman as your 3 starting linebackers. Like,
and how about that? How about Divine Diablo? The way he stepped in early, like wasn't that incredible? Right?
No, that's fantastic. You give a young guy like that a shot. He's hungry, man. I always like that. You know, I'm good with the veterans. You got to have them. But there's something about giving a younger guy an opportunity and seeing what he does with it. And you got to reward him. And they started to do that, towards the end of the season in the playoffs. It was like, this guy's balling, man.
And he'll probably put on 10, 15 pounds in the offseason, right?
Bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah,
the experience, you can't even measure the experience he got towards the end of the season.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, him and, if we can get Kobe Bryant, I think we
Okay, talk about that other name. Okay,
Kobe Bryant and Ahmad Gardner were the 2 best corners in college football, in my opinion, and they both were on Cincinnati's defense. And Cincinnati, Ahmad Gardner did not give a single touchdown his entire career at Cincinnati, which is incredible. He'll probably go in the top 10 picks, in my opinion.
Okay.
But Kobe Bryant is a stud as well.
Okay.
So
what do you say to the people that because we saw
we need
what
a
happened?
corner, right?
Well, yes, but you saw what happened to Cincinnati when they got into the playoff.
Yeah, but they didn't lose because they were getting thrown on.
Okay.
They got killed because they couldn't stop the run, and that has nothing to do with Ahmad Gardner and Kobe Bryant.
Amen. Thank you for saying that. Okay.
Totally.
Yeah, because that was the knock, because everybody was like, "Well, yeah, when they played somebody good, they got beat up."
Yeah, but if you look at it, they held their own well into the third quarter, and Michigan was out of it in the second. So, you want to talk about Cincinnati getting killed. It's like, okay, well, Michigan's supposed to be the top dog, Big Ten, Power 5 school.
Right.
And you got Cincinnati.
And no one's talking about Aiden Hutchinson's stock, right?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's just the thing that us group of 5 guys have to deal with on a weekend, year in, year out basis. But,
and you guys rally against that because like what you said about the Western Kentucky QB, ball is ball, right? Like
ball is ball, regardless of what you want. You put on the tape. The tape does not lie, and that's the biggest thing. People are like, "Oh, this guy runs this 40 and this he had this pro day." It's like, did you see Renfro's 40 in his pro day? No, but you turn on that Clemson film, it says everything you need to know.
Totally.
Right there. If
Amen.
a guy can play, he can play. If he can, he can't.
Amen. I remember saying that a lot on this show when we drafted Hunter Renfrow. It was like, look, you can say whatever you want about him, but every time I turn on a Clemson game, the guy's in the end zone, and it's always in a big game. Like, 100%. So how do you you can't? Those are the intangibles, right? It's not a measurable thing there. So I appreciate that. Great insight. Swaggo, you got any update for us before we get into the rest of these phone calls here?
No.
Okay, good. We didn't want an update from you anyways. There's been a lot of money generated tonight for the One Nation Foundation. I can tell you
know what? Actually, I think Ebony Graves donated another $10. Fargo Raider another $10. No, I do have an update. I'm so sorry.
Please, no, it's okay. I caught you off guard there.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So Ebony Graves $10 donation. Daniel Mangus a $30 donation.
Let's go, Daniel.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you, buddy.
Says love you guys. Here we go.
We love you, brother.
Fargo Raider a $10 donation. So just FYI, we're over $400 right now.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah. So let's keep it going.
Let's go.
Let's keep it going.
So Josh, Fargo Raider says, let's smash that milestone. Here's to finally not freezing my nipples off. These things could cut glass most of the time.
Oh, nice.
That's what happens when you live in North Dakota.
Well, there you go.
Up there with Trey Lance and Carson Wentz, of course. Daniel Mangus says, here you go, boys. We love you guys. Love you too, man. And Ebony Graves says, let's hit the milestone. Thank you, Miss Ebony. We appreciate you so very much for all your amazingly kind donations from you and everyone else tonight for the One Nation Foundation. And know that money 100% will go to a Raiders-related charity. All right, so here we go. Let's get into the rest of the calls here. We got a handful to get to. This guy, so listen, he's called now 3 times. He's going to become the next made man here on Raiders Fan Radio. Doesn't leave a name.
Oh, okay.
This guy's voice is like, look, we got some great voices on this show. OG Daniel, Rico, right? Like, we got some great voices on this show. This guy in the 207 has a fantastic voice. Now, again, I don't know who he is, so congratulations to caller in the 207. You are the newest made man here at Raiders Fan Radio.
The fire that burns the brightest is the will to win. We would rather be feared than respected, as others just want in. We fight amongst our brothers, and we talk about our kin. But one thing we do not do is just let them win. People laugh and people poke. They make the Raiders the blunt of the joke. The media cries when we beat America's team. They say we've got no business getting onto the green. I challenge you out there with your Sonic team. Who would you rather have in a dark alley, Mahomes or Mean Joe Green? Love you, fam. When we retire, Raider Nation till we die, brother.
Absolutely, man. We love you too. Thank you so very much for your call. And congratulations, caller in the 207, newest made man here at Raiders Fan Radio.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
Nice.
Good stuff there from Uncle Mosh. Of course, we miss you, Uncle Mosh, tonight. I love. Let's shout out the chat. By the way,
I was about to do that because we haven't shouted them out all night long.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, we got 52 people in here right now. Thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in. YO Raiders in there. Aaron the Q Dog Raider. Mac Bud, who does not like the makeshift cave cam that we've got today.
He doesn't like it.
Nah, he doesn't like the shifty cams.
Sorry, buddy. It's all we got.
He's getting a little sick or something like that.
I'll do another one. We'll do a slower version.
Or close your eyes when we go to the cave cam. You'll be all right.
Okay.
You'll be all right. Fargo Raiders in there. Tyrone Graves. Paul is in there.
Paul?
Chronicles of the Black Hole's in there. Storm is in there. Let's see. Tyrone Graves is in there. Ron's in there. Let's see. And Daniel Mangus. So Daniel Mangus, he's talking about going to the draft.
Yeah,
He's been in there. He's been in there like, I'm trying to go. And I said, man, get your ass out there, man. I'd love to meet you. And then he goes, no doubt, Swag. I have an RKO for you. I'm like, okay, you jack. I'll 5-knuckle shuffle your ass.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Oh, man. Hey.
Holy cow.
Hey,
I'm trying to be nice, and he's going to RKO me out of nowhere.
Hey, and if you're going to go at my best bro, then I got a freaking people's elbow for you, Mangus. Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
What is it about Raider fans and wrestling that just go
it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly, huh? Like it freaking goes right together.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah. All right, so let's go from one jackknife power bomb to the other, and let's
to a jack wagon, maybe.
Yeah. This guy is definitely a jack wagon. So here I should have had a better segue. Speaking of jabronis.
There we go.
I like it.
There you go.
It doesn't matter what team he roots for.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna ask this guy to turn that son of a bitch sideways and shove it where you know where because look, this is what happens around here. We get a lot of phone calls from opposing teams as fans, and I never play them because I never want to honor them or bring any unnecessary attention to them. But I will say this, Raider Nation, this just gives you, it's the off season, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into the kind of stuff that comes in. So we have all your amazing phone calls, but then we also have people like Jim in Kansas City, who is a Chiefs fan. And this is what we have to deal with.
Raider Nation, this is Jim. We're going to have a good season. And you know what? Hey, bigger things are coming. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end. But guess what? That Chiefs kingdom, they will never be stopped. Raider Nation, don't ever step on Chiefs kingdom. We will rule you. And you will bow down and obey the Chiefs kingdom. So listen up, Raider Nation. Kingdom owns you. The kingdom runs the West. So let me tell you something. Patrick Mahomes has about 20 more years. So go ahead and buckle up, friend.
Hopefully, because you're paying him
Guess
that long.
what? Derek Carr is done. Your whole team is done. And you know what?
Who is this guy?
Super Bowl's
Jim.
coming. And you ain't in it, baby. Chiefs Kingdom for life.
Google voice. No, I got one thing to say to that.
All right.
Thank you for the call. 2 more and you become a made man on Raiders Fan Radio. Thanks for tuning in because we know that there is no Chiefs Fan Radio.
Heck no, there's not.
And you know what? He talks about everything must come to an end. You know what's come to an end? Is this Chiefs dynasty that we were talking about.
Preach, brother.
Because you know what? We have seen the blueprint of what it takes to stop this dumbass in the backfield that wears number 15.
Preach.
I'm telling you, man, this guy, hey, Jim and KC, you can blame Patrick Mahomes for losing the AFC Championship game. I'm sorry.
Let's go, Swag.
I'm sorry. You know why? Because you had a 21-3 lead, and this guy is dancing around in your backfield and trying to make plays instead of, I don't know, maybe doing what Derek Carr does, throw it in the dirt, get rid of it, do something else. You know what I mean? Like, hello?
All right, let's go to our official resident quarterback.
Yes, let's do that.
And great point, Swag Jeff. And I want to ask the question.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to drop back 17 yards and try to find a passing lane?
No. The short answer is no. Well, here's the deal, and this is what happened.
Okay.
So Mahomes gets away with stuff that most guys can't physically do with arm strength.
Because he's got the flip and all that.
He's got incredible arm talent, and he can move around a little bit. But here's the deal. He gets locked into it. He makes a couple of them, and he's like, okay, this is what I need to be doing, and that's what happened. Instead of taking what the defense is making the smart play, throwing it away, he was trying to do that the whole second half, and it wasn't working. You can only get away with that stuff for so long.
Absolutely, and it's obviously it's not unfortunate for us as Raider fans.
No, I was enjoying every moment.
Loved
it,
right?
It was beautiful.
And the idea that and it's a great breakdown there too. And Swag talk to me about we had potentially another Chiefs Niners Super Bowl, and now here we got the Bengals and Rams. We got the best case scenario, didn't we?
100%. Oh my gosh, that AFC and NFC championship game weekend was beautiful. You know, I mean, and everyone, it's so funny. Everyone at work has come up because everyone knows I'm a Raider fan at work because I wear a Raider hat every day to work. But who do you want to win the Super Bowl? Well, I want the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. Well, I know, but I said it doesn't matter at this point because they both did their job.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter who wins. Yeah, you know what I mean. But seriously, I don't care who wins this weekend. Honestly, I really don't.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see new people in it.
Yep.
But the alternative to that was another Niners Chiefs Super Bowl. So. Thank you, Bengals. Thank you, Rams. You've saved us.
Well, I'll say this: if anybody's going to win, I want the Bengals to win because you want to lose.
You want to lose the Super Bowl champs,
right?
Okay, preach. I like that.
It should have been us in the Super Bowl if it wasn't the Bengals, right?
We're one play away.
One play.
Dude.
I mean, it's
one
unbelievable.
play and about 7 referee calls away from winning that game.
Oh, dude,
booger ref. Jackass, whatever his name is. Damn you.
All right, so and one last thing for you, Jim and KC. Here's my parting shot for you.
We're still going at him. Good.
Yeah, we're going to go out. Are you going to call our show and try to bust it up here in the fan cave? No, we're going to come at you, dumbass. So here you go. All right, so listen, Jim.
Get him.
You freaking fool. All right, so you got, okay, your next 20 years of dominance, whatever. Well, enjoy paying your quarterback $500 million because here's what you got to look forward to. You have $1.8 million in salary cap room, according to Sport Track, which I'm looking at right now. And here's your list of unrestricted free agents. Tyrann Mathieu, Jaron Reed, Melvin Ingram, Chavarius Ward, MTSU represent, Mike Remmers, Mike Hughes, Daniel Sorensen, Byron Pringle, Chad Henne, Darrell Williams, Ben Neiman, Kyle Long, DeMarcus Robinson, Blake Bell, Alex Okafor, Austin Blythe, Jarrett McKinnon, Michael Burton, Derek Nandi, Andrew Wiley, Orlando Brown, Marcus Kemp, Dorian O'Daniel, Chris Lemons, Amari Watts, Joe Fortson, and Derek Gore. They're going to sign one of those guys
maybe
and be broke. Have fun with that, fool.
Yep.
Jim and KC, you're going to have a long freaking winter. Winter's coming, my friend, and it's coming into freaking Vegas. All right, let's go next, and let's hear from our buddy.
Hey, hold on.
What? Sorry, man.
Tell us what you really think.
FKC.
Tell us what you really think.
FKC, that's what I really think.
Oh, I love that.
Assholes. All right, let's go to Storm.
How's it going, Raider Nation? This is Storm, and gotta say, just finished watching that press conference where they introduced not only General Manager Dave Ziegler, but also head coach Josh McDaniels in the flesh, wearing silver and black, so we know he's not going to leave us. And I gotta say, I'm a little hyped up. I'm a little fired up. It's hard not to get excited when you see these press conferences, and it's kind of interesting to see the reaction now as opposed to a few days ago when he was first announced as head coach Josh McDaniels. And Dave Ziegler almost feels like an understudy of Josh McDaniels, even though, according to the press conference, he's going to have the final decision making, which I think is the right thing to do. And you know, our initial reaction, Raider Nation's initial reaction, I think is a little justified. You know, Josh McDaniels comes from the Patriot way. He's already flamed out once as a head coach. All you need to know about his first stint in Denver is 59-14 Raiders, baby. You know, that was such a big deal, you know, back then, and even now it gives you such pause. But Mark Davis, whether you like Josh McDaniels as a head coaching candidate or not, I think made a logical decision. There are certain things that Josh McDaniels provides that other head coaches didn't. He has elite traits that you would want in a head coach. He runs great offenses. He's great with quarterbacks. He has a scheme and runs a scheme in New England that matches up well to those players now. Derek Carr, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but Tom Brady and Derek Carr have a similar sort of archetype. Smart quarterbacks. They can control the line of scrimmage, accurate between the numbers and outside the numbers. Hunter Renfrow is the definition of a Patriots wide receiver. White and runs great routes and is tough. We have our own elite tight end in Darren Waller. Now, just because these things are true doesn't mean Josh McDaniels will work out as head coach, but they are logical things that Mark looked at and wanted. And you know what? At the end of the day, all that matters is just win, baby. Doesn't matter where you come from, who you are. If you're the head coach of the Raider, you're a Raider, and just win, baby. I'm fired up about this. Can't wait for the draft. Ziegler is also, really quickly, an underrated guy. He did really good work with the Patriots last year as their de facto GM, and now he's our GM. Just feeling great about it. Love you, Raider Nation. Let's go.
All right, good stuff there from Storm, man. We love you too, brother. Keep those calls coming. And so Storm trades paint with us on Twitter quite a bit. He's,
oh my gosh, yes, he's one of our biggest fans on Twitter.
Absolutely, he's fantastic, and so keep that stuff coming. Keep those calls coming, Storm. We love you, bro. And I think he's up there in Oregon, up there in Cousin Sunny Land. So we appreciate that. And yeah, all right. Next up, we're gonna go from Oregon all the way down to I don't know. Do you call it South Texas? I don't know. Whatever. It's Houston. Yeah. But let's hear from our friend. We call him the Houstorian, and he is Houston Raiders Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag Jeff, Nation, Houston Raiders Steve, made men and made women, all the great listeners. Hey, how about those Kansas City Chiefs?
Nice.
The second half. Touchdown, Kansas City! Yeah, they suck. They suck again. Yeah, I tell you what, Andy Reid, I am the walrus. I am the walrus. Let's put them to extinction. Patrick Mahomes. It's not easy being green. Hey, it's bad enough we got to listen to those commercials all the time and see frog face up there. I'll tell you what, I wish the Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to go out and be world champions, but I wish they'd done a couple of victory laps around that stadium. Because you know what? Nobody was doing a tomahawk chop in the second half. Anyway, let's get back to our team, the team that really counts. How about those Raiders, man? They got from John Carroll, and of course Josh McDaniels. And John Shula was from there. John Carroll is a Catholic school up in Cleveland. I guess that's going to be the next cradle of coaches or whatever. Anyway, I like the hire. I like what they said in the pregame. I mean, before the interview, Josh McDaniels told Mark Davis that, yes, that was a fumble on that Wilson play. What I can say is the Raiders are back, baby. Watch out. He's going to refocus. He said, don't judge me on my last job because he's going to turn the team around. And that's all I can say is, Kansas City, here I come. No, we don't. We're going back to Las Vegas. That's where the real fans are. God bless. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, Steve, you're the best, dude. We love our good friend Houston Raiders Steve. I love it when he sings. That's always my favorite. What the Golden Pipes over there on Houston Radio State. Yeah, absolutely. What a singer. All right. A lot of stuff going on there in the chat room, Swag Jeff. What do we got as far as updates there, bud?
Yeah, Fargo Raider with a $10 donation. Kojo Raider, or Raider Kojo 916 says, "Hey guys, that was God/Vin Diesel from the 207."
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What a voice on that guy.
Absolutely. And let's see. Daniel Mangus, a $15 donation. All joking aside, love you, Swag and Murph. Foxy Scorpio, $10 donation says, "Isn't it cute they're trying to make Chiefs Kingdom and Broncos Country a thing? So jealous of Raider Nation." Absolutely. And Wyo Raider with another $10 donation as well. So
thank you, Wyo.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So I believe we've hit another really cool milestone, boys.
Oh, let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you all very, very much. All those amazing donations tonight. 100% of that money, of course, goes to the One Nation Foundation. All right, let's see. So we got a couple more to get to tonight. Let's hear from our, actually, we got two more to get to. I mentioned OG Daniel a little while ago. He's got one of those voices, one of those legendary voices around here, Wyoming Raider, who was donating, one of those guys with the big old voice. And there's no mistaking when you hear OG or now Jack Daniel call the show.
Nice.
Hey, Murph, Mosh, Swaggy Jeff. This is formerly OG Daniel of the Chronicles of the Black Hole, now OG Jack Daniel of the Chronicles of the Black Hole. I know I haven't called into the show for a while, but, sometimes it takes some time to, rake up all the bail you need. But I wanted to give you a call and say thank you, Murph, for coming on my show. And, I got to watch you get shanghaied by Phil Villapiano, which was a lot of fun. The next time, if you ever decide you want to come back and we have someone on, what we'll do is give you a safe word. Or blink twice if you need an escort out from the bouncer. But anyway, I wanted to touch base with you guys. A lot going on in the nation. A lot of coaching changes coming in. But just wanted to say, go Raiders.
All right, go Raiders, man. We appreciate you, OG Daniel. Absolutely. So I was on last week, although we were taking a break. Quote, taking a break. We still did an RFR rundown, and then I went and did a little bit of a guest spot on OG Daniel's YouTube channel, and of course, he had legendary super fan Captain Jack Rackham on there with him, which was a lot of fun. We love Captain Jack, but and no disrespect to Captain Jack, but only overshadowed by number 41. Phil Villapiano, of course, legendary Raider, Super Bowl champion, and should be Hall of Famer. So Phil Villapiano was on the show with us, and we have an absolutely great time. Unfortunately, I was on like a tight schedule. Like I had to leave, and there was no disrespect intended, but like I had to go. And so I was trying to ask a question and kind of like drop in the idea that I'm like, hey, and I got to run in a second. And Phil called me out on my shit.
Absolutely, he did.
So here's what it sounded like. I have a question. I got to get going in just a minute, guys. If Phil, I'd like to ask you.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
You think I don't got to get going?
You're allowed. You stay as long as you want.
No, I'm telling you, you stay too. I want
right.
you here.
All
I
right.
feel comfortable.
All right.
Murph, sit the fuck down. Keep staying because as
You're staying, Murph. Ask the question.
All right.
Murph, what's your question, Murph?
My question is this. All right, then you got to tune into the show if you want to hear what the question is. Check out OG Daniel's channel. That is Chronicles of the Black Hole, and we love those guys and much respect and much appreciation. And it's fantastic. We do about an hour with Phil, and he is in. Look, Phil is one of the greatest storytellers as it is. Let alone, get a little wine in him. You know what I mean? And things start to the stories.
Those are the best moments for Phil. We experienced that firsthand at the Bolitnikoff Foundation. When you get a couple of drinks in Phil, it's gold. It's absolute
let alone
gold.
a little bit of Bolitnikov wine in him, right?
Absolutely. Well, and you showed that picture in OG Daniel's thing right there, the picture of all of us, me, you, and Mosh,
Yeah, see if I can find it.
and Fred was standing right there too. And so all of us are standing there, and we're just listening to Fred and Phil go back and forth, reminiscing about old times and stuff.
Oh,
it was one of the coolest moments of my life.
It's one thing to captivate a couple of knucklehead or 3 knucklehead podcast
Yes.
hosts, but when you captivate a Hall of Famer like Fred
Big
Belenikov,
time.
you know what I mean? You know you're legit, and that's what Phil did. And so, yeah, absolutely great. So I'll find the picture while we're listening to the last call and throw that up for you guys. So anyways, so here we go. If I could turn down the lights, I could. Or if I could turn down the lights, I would.
Light your candles.
Yeah, like aromatherapy.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you do to CBD, whatever you do your thing. Like, we're not judging. But
Yeah.
just break it down. Have a drink. Relax in your chair. I don't know, like
Light some incense.
yeah.
How does that feel, baby?
Ooh, lower.
Hey, Jeff.
No, that's from Austin Powers, you
Austin
jackass.
Powers.
Oh.
Yeah. How does that feel, baby? Lower.
How does that feel, baby?
What swag? What do you
Hey, heck yeah, man. I got you, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I got you, bro.
I totally
That was
went up.
awesome.
My bad. I told you. Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. What's he's in the hot tub and his foot comes up? He's like, "Oh yeah, this is fun now, isn't it? That's it.
the
That's
spot
it."
right there.
All right. Anyways,
Welcome back to Austin Powers Fan Radio.
Sorry.
Oh, behave.
oh my gosh, you guys are the best. All right. So speaking of a lot of vagina, let's go to.
Oh, that was perfect.
Let's go to Raiders Born Rico.
Hey guys, Red Bon Rico here. So I've watched like every year the Senior Bowl, and I got to say this year definitely the quarterbacks made an impact. Sometimes you got like a kind of a more defensive game. Sometimes the running backs or the wide receiver are making an impact, and definitely was a quarterback show this year. And the guy that impressed me the most, and he got 4+ in my books, is that guy, Desmond Ridder from the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah, buddy.
I watched games of this guy, videos as well of these guys, and he got speed, he's a good scrambler, precise thrower, he got strong arm, very important, vision, passing traffic, quick release, you know when to get rid of the ball. He's a very disciplined guy. I saw him stretching downfield constantly and score in the red zone at the same time. He's a 6'4" guy, 215 pounds, and the last year, he passed for 3,334 yards with a touchdown interception ratio of 30 passing touchdown and 8 interception. He ran for 355 yards and he scored 6 rushing touchdowns. And the thing I like the most of this guy is his smooth pass. I love smooth pass in a quarterback. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, the only guy who impressed me is that guy who is kind of a defensive lineman / outside linebacker. I would like to see him as a linebacker in his pro career if he's gonna go pro. And his name is D'Angelo Malone from Western Kentucky. He's got 4+ in my books. He's a 6'4", 230 pounds. This guy is quick, he's big, he understands the plays of the opponent, he covers man, he covers zone. In his 5 years career, he collected 183 solo tackles, 32.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. So D'Angelo Malone definitely worth some attention. Now I got also a running back that impressed me. He got 5+ because yes, he's 6+ and a minus. He got 5+ in my books. His name is Abram Smith from Baylor. He's a 5'11" guy, 221 pounds. He got progression while he's running. You know, he got speed, he got vision. And the most important thing, and the thing that I like together with the speed, is the power he have. He's a tackle breaker. And you know why he's a tackle breaker? I watched videos of this guy, and in 2020 he passed from running back to linebacker, and he got 48 tackles and 1 sack. Abram Smith, worth some attention. Now, with all that said, that was my take of the Senior Bowl. And go Bengals. Got to say that, man. I'm an old school Raider. I know what the rivalry is. I don't forget, so fuck the Rams. With all that said, I love you all. Cheers to all of you. And I'm out.
Let's go, Rico. Love it, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm kind of with him on the old school like anti-Rams thing. Like, I know we don't like the Bengals either, but like it's kind of a lesser of two evils there. I think
totally.
I kind of look. One last thing here. How are we doing on time? We got a couple minutes here before we close this thing out. All right, so let me ask you this, QB Jeff. Like, I like Stafford, like he's fine, whatever. But there's something about Burrow, right? Like he's kind of like is the whole Joe Cool thing, and like the way that like that demeanor, and like there's something to root for that guy and the way he plays the position, right?
No, I agree. He plays it the right way. He's got some moxie about him, and here's the deal I love about him too is he didn't play at Ohio State. He was kind of an outcast there, and goes down to LSU and wins a freaking natty.
Yes,
that's
baller right there, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for him, and like I said earlier, I mean, if you're going to lose to a team in the playoff, you want to lose the team that wins the whole freaking thing, right?
Amen.
So,
Amen. All right,
I'm rooting for the Bayou Bengal.
Let's go, man. Let's go. How about you, Swaggo? Right? Bengals
yes, I
all the
agree.
way.
Sorry, I'm moderating the chat.
Oh, never mind. All right,
you do your thing.
Okay, all right. All right. So, I'll do the rest of this thing.
You do it.
Okay, so we got a sizzler to do though. Should we turn that over? You
Yes,
want to
I got it. I got it.
So here's what we do around here.
I was kicking out someone that was not being nice.
Oh, okay. Well, hey,
See you, bye.
Hey, man, got to regulate, man. Drop.
See you, bye.
Yeah. You got to drop the band hammer sometimes if someone gets loose in the chat. Look, we welcome all comers, but all we ask is that you just be kind to one another.
When you come, you be nice.
Just be nice. Just be kind. That's it. All you got to do is be kind, and you can say whatever you want. Just be nice to one another. All right. So here at the show, so the way we close it out when the Sea of Fans is that we take the best of the emailers and the best of the phone callers, and we award a Sizzler Award. Normally that is the Uncle Mosh that awards that. In his absence, though, we turn it over to Swag Jeff. And so, Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight? Who is the best of the best tonight?
Oh, my gosh. We had so many good ones. So Granny and Grampy Raider started off the emails, who they're in 5 feet of snow, but they still managed to make the email, and Granny Raider wants Marcus.
Yes.
And so that was the point that stood out to me for sure. And then of course Paul with always an epic 3-page email that Swag Jeff had to read. It was amazing. Don't stop those, Paul. Make them even longer, especially for when Uncle Mosh comes back. Capo started off our voicemails, of course, and he's always the maid of the made man, just top of the line. Emails calls every single week. Caller in the 207 that got made this week.
So good.
Salute on getting made. And a great call. He always does the poems, whether it's just the autumn wind or his own little things or whatever. They're always so good. Jim and KC, the Chiefs fan. Thank you so much for calling the show. We greatly appreciate it. 2 more times, and you will become a Raiders fan radio made man. And Storm, who talks about the draft and all that stuff. Houston Raiders Steve. There was a lot of great stuff he said in his call, but plain and simple, he just said F the Chiefs.
F the Chiefs, man. FKC.
Man. Absolutely. And Raider Boy Enrico breaks down the Senior Bowl. Great awesome information. Incredible call. But tonight's Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award goes to a guy who you're familiar with a little bit this past week, Murph. We're going to a guy who talked about Phil Villapiano in your show. It is OG Daniel.
I am Sizzler.
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 Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Josh McDaniels.
Ziegler.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm at a loss. All
Yeah,
right,
you are.
Yeah. All right. So let's give something cool away. All right.
Oh my gosh, let's
so
do it.
Swaggo, show them what we're giving away.
Yes.
Do we have time for any last second entries? Or are we done?
No, we're done.
Are we
We're
closed?
done.
We're
If
closing it
you
off.
would like to donate, it is just for the good cause. It is not for the Howie Long signed
right.
mini helmet that I'm holding up right now. Thank you to everyone that donated. 15 people donated tonight.
Oh, thank you guys
15
so much.
people
Thank you
donated
so
tonight.
much.
We raised, for the One Nation Foundation, we raised $510.
Let's go! Beautiful.
$510 tonight for the One Nation Foundation. That's unbelievable, man. But
So after Google gets their cut, it's like $6.
Yeah, after Google, it is $6 that will go to the Stabler Foundation or Bolitnikov or whatever
Yes,
it is.
But no, seriously, thank you all.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
incredibly
and,
kind. Thank you.
And hey, it's the off season, man. So we know that our numbers on the YouTube and everything, they're going to start going down a little bit because everyone's,
off-season always happens.
They've crawled in their hole and they'll come back, around August or whatever. They'll poke their head out around draft time and then they'll go back down. But so the most we had in the chat tonight was 65 people, and we were still able to raise $510.
That is beautiful, man.
That is so amazing. So we're gonna break this down, and we're gonna shout out every single
Mosh,
person.
Yeah, Mosh sticks his head out of his front door, and if he sees his shadow, it's 6 more weeks of podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely, for sure. So we're gonna break this down, and we're just gonna do it by people.
Come on, that was funny.
I thought it was great.
Gosh, you just blew right on past that.
Sorry,
I
I'm
was proud of that
trying
one.
to shout out the people that gave us money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So
Thank you, QB Jeff, for the endorsement, though.
You got it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the affirmation.
Yeah, for sure. So so in this order, so we're just gonna go by first to last,
All
and
right,
we're gonna
fair
shake
enough.
it up really good in this bucket right here.
Okay.
So big silver and black, a $20 donation to the One Nation Foundation. Fargo Raider, $70 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Let's go, dude.
Aaron the Q Dog Raider, our capo, a $50 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Let's go.
Kill Jadis with hashtag One Chip Gang, a $10
I
donation.
love it.
Absolutely. Wyoming Raider, Wyo Raider with a $20 donation.
go.
Kevin the Raider Nerd, $50 donation
Kevin,
to the
thank
One
you,
Nation
Kevin.
Foundation.
Congratulations, you and your bride.
Absolutely. Let's see. Foxy Scorpio, a $30 donation to the One Nation Foundation. Tyrone Graves, $20 donation. Ebony Graves, $20 donation. Michelle Sweat, $50 donation.
Wow.
Mac Bud, $10 donation.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Ron the Materator, $20 donation. Schmucky the Raider Bear, $20 donation. Pineapple, a $20 donation. But the leader in the clubhouse that I saved for last goes to our favorite twin of the night, Daniel Mangus, who donated $100 to the One Nation Foundation. Go. Absolutely. So thank you so much to everyone that donated, everyone that joined us here live on the YouTube, all that stuff. So normally Uncle Mosh dips his big old paw in here and picks out a chip, but we're gonna let QB Jeff do that tonight.
Let's do it. So you
because
gotta
he's
slide
sitting
over to
in
QB
Uncle
Jeff's
Mosh's
camera.
chair. Yep,
Here, I'll
absolutely.
turn the camera a little bit.
Yeah,
So there
you
got some room
do
there.
your thing.
Okay, all right, go ahead. All right, so for those of you on the audio podcast, so Swaggo has got the bucket, and he's mixing up the chips. QB Jeff is waiting patiently. He's not looking, head turned, digging into the bucket there.
Mixing in.
That one didn't feel right.
Sorry, Daniel Mangus. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry,
No, all right, here we go. All right, so he's got the chip in his hand. So he's got it gripped into his palm. Okay, so now tell us what the number is.
Yes, tell us first off, tell us if it's one or two numbers.
Okay. It's two numbers, but this might be Spanish depending on the way I'm looking at it.
Well, I've had to reuse these poker chips several times, so I've had to scratch out numbers and redo numbers.
Flash the camera so everybody knows what's up.
All right, you ready?
Okay, show the camera there. Yeah.
You want it in Spanish or the actual number?
No, give us the actual. We'll give us the Spanish.
Okay, well,
version
hold
first,
on. Okay.
Because right now it looks like it says C.
Okay.
Just yes, I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Right,
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. Show
All
the
right.
camera. All right, so. I see. It's 15.
Number 15.
So if you turn it upside down, it says yes for C.
Number 15.
So who's
the
number
winner,
15,
The
Swaggo?
winner of the Howie Long signed mini helmet is Pineapple. Pineapple. Congratulations, my friend. You have won a signed Howie Long mini helmet with a certificate of authenticity. Congratulations, my friend. Send us an email.
Show the sheet. So the number, your numbers on the.
Okay.
No, your numbers on your tally sheet, so everybody knows.
Hold on, I got a bunch of shit on my notes.
Hey, man.
Hey. Okay.
So I always love everybody can see the thing there. So there you go. There's your tally sheet, and there's 15. So there is. Right at the bottom.
Right, he was
$20.
Yeah.
Yep. $20
right at
got
the
him
wire.
that.
$20.
That is fantastic.
Got him that. But salute to every single person that
thank
donated
you so
and stuff. But Pineapple, show at RaidersFanRadio.com. Send us an email with your contact info, with your address and all that stuff, and we will get this in the mail to you, my friend.
Absolutely.
And aloha. You know what? It's almost fitting. It's almost fitting that I'm wearing a Mariota jersey tonight because
show the back, man, because that could be Mark Wilson for all we know.
Okay, well,
that's deep cuts right there. Speaking, look at that. There you go. I wish I had the Aloha Corner stuff going on.
Oh well, tonight is Aloha Corner night because Pineapple has won.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations, Pineapple.
Congratulations, Pineapple. Aloha, my friend, and mahalo for the donation. 100%, $20. Mahalo, my friend.
It's beautiful, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
I will be having mahi for dinner tonight.
There you go.
In your honor.
Don't pineapples mean something else too?
What's that?
Don't pineapples mean something else too?
Does it mean something else? I mean, I'm sure
Usually.
Does it? I don't know.
It. All right, so thank you for joining us for this episode number 236.
Thanks for this great episode with a weird ending.
QB Jeff and Rico.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
All right, no,
one too many Peroni.
Yeah.
That's up there when your brother was on and he referenced the Cleveland Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh my gosh! Shout out Mike, by the way.
Yeah, shout out my brother Mike.
And Domenico's in Alameda, and thank you to you, QB Jeff, for being here tonight.
Thanks for being here.
Speaking of Domenico's, and shout them out. Tell everybody where they need to go to support your business.
Yeah, Domenico's Italian Deli. We got one in Alameda, one in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So any of the Raider fans that are coming in to Nashville next year for the game,
dude, there's gonna be.
Let's have a meet.
You're about to get a
something at
ton
the
of
deli.
business.
Yeah, let's do
ton
it,
of
man.
business.
We need to do one of our meetups at your place for sure.
100%,
Yes,
man.
yes.
So we'll do that, and then also if you want to follow any college football recruiting news, whatever, me and my boys that I played with do a show, Group of Five Guys, at Group of Five Guys, and all the social media. You can search it on YouTube. Got
Show them
some
the
good
logo
contact.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Group of Five guys.
I got
Check
my
them out.
shirt.
Absolutely. We're going to have QB
A
Jeff
lot
on.
of sleepers in the draft coming up this year. Group
yes.
of Five Guys. Check them out.
And you're going to come back and talk to us a lot about a lot of these
100%.
players coming up, right? We
Yep,
look forward to
sure
hearing much from you. And thank you so much for being here
Thanks
tonight.
for having me. I
We appreciate you. Thank you to everybody in the chat room tonight. Michelle Sweat's in there. Fargo Raider, Kiljadis, Paul, our buddy Josh, Fargo Raider, B. Al, Storm, Mac Bud. Welcome back, Mac Bud. Keep it nice, brother. We love you. Jack Kenna's in there. Carlos is in there. Fat Guapo is in there. Ron the Materator, of course, holding it down. We appreciate you all so very, very much. Thank you to all the amazing donations tonight. Swag Jeff, brother, thank you for being here. Take us home.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, folks, what happens in Vegas is started in Oakland. And we'll see you in Vegas for the draft.
Yeah,
Let's
buddy.
go.
And we'll see you on the YouTube next week. Goodbye.
Good night, YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I guess we don't have
Yeah, I
a
was
tape
gonna say
cam.
have
there's
a
no
camera.
camera.
I'm waving at nobody. Goodbye.
Here, I'll just run around the horn here.
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
Everybody wave. There you go, QB Jeff.
He ain't going to wave. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Nice.